I think we're going to institute a new law that if anyone turns up late, they don't get let in until they've done a super chat. They got to do a super chat, and then I'll let them in. That should be the way forward. Not
Well, I think
anybody
Bill
will.
said he would not. Bill said he would come, but could only come for a short time.
Yeah.
Kyle, I'm sure Kyle will come.
Will we have an all UK stream again?
And I think Mark will come, won't he?
I don't know.
Maybe you forgot. Tempest is always busy on a Wednesday with something else that he does. But when he finishes that, if he can get to us, he comes when he's finished. If we're still going,
yeah.
And Terry should come. Although I don't know, I'm not.
Yeah, he might be busy.
Let me just. I'll send him a message, see if he's coming.
No worries. It's weird how his volume is so bad on his videos, but he does it with exactly the same microphone. It makes no sense at all. Very strange.
Very odd. I had a look today to see if there were any settings, and I think there might be some settings. Hey, here's Mark! Yay!
Yeah.
Can you hear me, guys?
We're thinking of instituting a new rule. It was Darren's idea. He said if anyone comes late, they've got to do a super chat before I let them in. That was the idea anyway. So from next week onwards, that'll get me anything.
Now, do you really think it was my idea?
No, of course it doesn't. I always try to play other people. If I say it's somebody else's idea, you know I'm lying, basically. No, not at all.
Well, that would be Bill every week then.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
No Kyle either. Oh well, never mind.
He was around earlier.
Yeah. Hello, Brian.
Hi, Brian.
He's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy.
Brian LCS.
Yeah, local comic shop. I think that stands for. I believe.
Yeah.
Brian.
Yeah, it's a good channel. I watch Brian.
Yeah, I don't watch anything.
Right, cool.
I can't bother. I've just given up watching comic content, to be honest. Don't really. Other than a few mates I watch, that's about it. Can't be bothered anymore.
I never used to watch yours, Mark, but just lately I have been. And it wasn't because I thought you were particularly rubbish. It was just because I was just, I just was always watching shit on YouTube. So I said, I'm going to stop watching shit on YouTube. And I sort of just watched the stuff that comes up in my feed. But Alan popped up a few times. And I tried to watch Alan's, and I'm sorry to say I found him incredibly dull. And so when Alan was on your show, I was just that immediately turned me off. But now I've kind of got used to him a bit more. I can watch him.
Right.
Yeah, he's I'm okay with him in small doses. I can't watch all. He puts out a video a day. He's put out a video a day for 5 years. So there's a lot of Alan content out there.
Wow.
And what was really funny is he always used to do these comic unboxings. And he ran out of sort of
she goes.
He ran out of sort of adjectives to describe his unboxings because each one was bigger than the last. And by the time he'd sort of got to unbelievably stupendous, magnanimous, huge, enormous.
He ran out of superlatives.
He ran out of superlatives, yeah.
Hello, small child.
I got pressed into Papa's service. I'm actually at the kid's house. I'll check back in later.
Okay,
you go and be poor. It's more important.
Have fun.
The three amigos, then.
But where's Terry?
Imagine he might be
a message.
Mrs. Terry, I'm guessing. Are you going to get any new comics this week?
I've had
Let me tell you my horror story. Then I've already.
Let's have a look at your comics. Great.
Okay. I just said something. You shouted out no. I thought you were talking to me. You know that. Let's get scared. Let's show it. Very upsetting it was.
What have you been doing?
Right, so this is the one that I got off you, Mark.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when I opened it up, it had
Yeah.
bloody sellotape on it. I've torn the sellotape off, not
Yeah.
realizing the sellotape adhesive has stayed on the back of the thing.
Oh
And then I put the
no!
comic back on top of the thing, and the adhesive is look. There's the half of
Oh.
face. Ah, it was devastating. I tell you, I
And
was
there's
like,
nothing worse than the tape. But I mean, I've stopped using sellotape now, Gray. So I only use blue
yeah.
tape. Blue.
The annoying thing is, I'd ripped it off and thinking I'd dealt with it, and I'd thrown it away and not realizing it stuck to the bag. And then I stuck the
so
comic on top of
annoying.
the bag. And let me go back to show you if you can see it. It's a bit dark at the moment because.
Holy cats! Both of you guys have gotten haircuts.
Oh, it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Oh
rotten
no!
one as well, that is. So, and the thing was, as I was trying to get trying to coax it off, I managed to pull the cover off as well. It was one of them days. It was like
it just goes from bad to worse, doesn't it? You didn't accidentally drop it down the toilet then after that.
You
Yeah,
guys give
that
me
would have been the
shit
trifecta.
about how I handle my comics. Yeah, okay.
I think after all that, if I had dropped it down the toilet, I would have flushed it. I was like, oh, fuck it, it's a lost cause.
What grade was it before you started?
It wasn't too bad, actually.
The only thing I wish more is that it had happened to Darren. Because
Mm.
Darren is
Well, I have a horror story. I mean, I did once catch a tape on a comic, right? This comic was a biggie, and it really fucked it. It was Flash. What 1, 2, 3? I think
1, 2, 3.
Oh my God! No.
With the two Flashes doing that, yeah.
Yeah. And before I did it, I would probably have put it at a very high fine, low, very fine.
Nice.
And obviously afterwards, you're talking very good.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's probably a £500 error, that was.
Oh, yeah, that's painful.
Yeah.
That comic, Mark had it priced at 20 quid. So it's probably worth about £2 now.
No, it's still worth. It's probably still worth a tenner, I think.
Yeah,
the
maybe.
the cover's loose now. It's the lowish grade anyway. You know, it wasn't like you're taking a fine plus down to a good. You were taking
kind of a weird one because inside looked really nice, Mark. Inside looked really nice, actually. There was nothing wrong with inside.
I think you had a good price.
Cover looked a bit dull.
Yeah, I had the price.
Yeah.
So
even down in those kind of grades, even cover off isn't catastrophic. I mean, it's not good.
It's not. No.
It doesn't bother me. I'm not selling it anyway. It's staying in my collection, so in the long run, it don't mean.
In fact, Gray, all you've done is you converted it from other people's condition to your condion. So
you're selling me these nice condition ones. I have to do all the work to get them back to the grade that I require.
Yeah, you do the opposite of pressing and cleaning. You do ripping and tearing.
He certainly depressed it. That's for sure. He was depressed after he did it. So
I was, definitely.
Yeah, if you've got any good comics that you want to become grey material, just give them to Bill.
Yeah.
I shall show you a couple of oddities.
I haven't messed up a comic that bad, by the way. I mean, I did screw up that X-Men 1 though. You know, I pulled it out of the envelope and it tore the top of the cover, and that probably made it from an 8 to 6.5.
Ouch.
Yeah, that was rough.
Spider-Man and Bad Rock, huh?
Spider-Man Bad Rock, Lee Field cover.
Do you know his original name was Bedrock, and they got sued by Hanna-Barbera?
Oh, was that why they did it? I thought it was
why.
just like a thing.
Oh, interesting.
They explained it in the comic book that Bad Rock just sounded more tough, and that's why he changed his name. I didn't realize there was an actual.
Yeah. No, it was because they weren't tough enough to beat Hanna-Barbera's lawyers.
Okay, but Bedrock's not a bloody well. That's an actual phrase. It's an actual word.
No,
it is now. It wasn't before that. I've never heard of Bedrock.
Nice.
No, Bedrock. Bedrock, I'm talking about.
Well, Bedrock is but it's trademarked by Hanna-Barbera as the town the Flintstones live in.
Yeah, but that's ridiculous because that wasn't a.
Well, that's what trademarking is. Ridiculous.
So yeah, it's in the song. Flintstones.
Yeah, in the town of Bedrock. Yeah, but I don't see how you can copyright a word that's in common parlance.
Well, I don't think they copyrighted it. They trademarked it. That's a completely different animal.
Weird.
Yeah. Well, if it wasn't the name of the character that's on the cover, it wouldn't have been
this?
an issue, but it was. So
The
when
Spider-Man
you're
comic.
titling something and trading on a name,
It's
Colossus.
Ultimate
Colossus?
Spider-Man 48.
Bill, what's this?
Ultimate Spider-Man 48.
How do you spell ultimate?
Superlative.
Oh wait, I have no idea. What is that?
Primitive.
Oh, they're ultimate.
Like German or something.
German.
The Ultimate Spider-Man. Jawohl.
Big Heil.
Oh, he's good. He's doing a Nazi salute.
Yeah, just
Is
like
he?
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
God,
What's
I wish
this?
he'd moved to England. Kidding. I'm kidding.
That's
That's-
the Spider-Man
that's
comic.
nice.
Is it?
Have you seen that cover before?
I
I
don't
don't
think
think
so.
There's a lot of Spider-Man covers.
Yeah, exactly. You be. What's that unveiled? Can't see it very well. Is it French or something?
Palace, $8.95. I don't know. Is it Polish? No. PRIJS. What's that?
Prees. The J is like a Y.
Okay.
Is
Where's
it
it from?
PRIJS? Is it?
Dutch. Oh, it's Dutch.
Oh yeah, Dutch. Yeah.
And I think
Prees.
BEF is probably Belgian francs.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Prees will be.
Do they still have francs in Belgium? I thought they'd
what?
gone to the euros.
Yeah, well, this would have been some time ago, 1999, but I thought there was euros
yeah.
at that point anyway, but I don't know. But anyway, the same guy that got that also got this, the next one, number 43.
Yeah.
Right. Must have gone on holiday sometime.
Number 44. And they're just like oddities, just really weird. This is that guy I bought a collection from about 10 years ago, Mark.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
with all
I'm
the
not
sort of
feeling that
photocopier
Spider-Man
boxes that you saw.
Yeah.
Right, now then. Okay, I'm going to take this out of the bag.
What do you think of
This
the
is a
Spider-Man
test.
logo?
This is a test for one of you. Bill, are you still there?
Don't know what's happened to Bill.
Right. What is this, Mark?
It's Sergio. It's Sergio Aragonés, and it's something like Sergio kills Marvel or something like that.
Sounds like you've seen it, so you must have got it.
Yeah, I've got it. Yeah, Sergio massacres Marvel. Yes, I have. I think that is the signed copy. I've got that signed.
What a brilliant comic. I dug it out because I know you like Gru and stuff.
I do. It's a great comic. I think he also does a Sergio Massacres DC as well.
Oh,
You guys want to see what it looks like in Texas today?
Is it hot?
Was you wearing a Wolverine?
No,
mask?
it was yesterday. It got up to 75. Today it's 35.
Oh, okay.
35 Fahrenheit. That's cold then. That's like 0.
Yes, very cold. Very cold.
Well,
And that's my backyard in the background there. It goes down 30 feet, and then I have about a half acre at the bottom.
Okay. Are you saying it dropped 40 degrees overnight?
Oh yeah. Does that all the time here.
Wow.
Does that all the time.
Extreme.
Right, here's the next. So in price variance, last week I challenged you to tell me 40p variant. What was it? Carl came up with Fantastic Four 236, I think. There's also 20p variants and 30p variants. Now, 20p variants, I think, are very common, but I don't think that a 30p variant is widely used. I don't think many comics have it, because this is a 30p and it's a double-sized, and that's why it would have been the extra 10p.
Yeah.
So in order to be 30p, it would have to have been double-sized during the period of the 20p's.
It was a double size special issue.
So I don't know if any other issues fell into that criteria. So this might be the only 30p variant.
Hi, Kenneth Bird.
I just don't know. I certainly haven't registered seeing any as I've gone through it. And they're all the oddities that I pulled out while I was processing this week.
Good. Are you going to be launching on the 1st of April?
Probably not. Although I have had a very good week. Last time, I don't know how many boxes I told you I had to do last time we talked a week ago, but so again, I've been doing. There were 21 long boxes left to do.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know if that was a week ago, but there's now only 5.5 left to do.
Oh, because you did about 2 or 3 all-nighters, didn't you?
Well, yes and no. I mean, it's not like I was doing 16-hour shifts. It's just that I started sleeping in the day. Just, whenever I'm awake, I do a few radio. Boxes. But the cool thing is, I mean, it swings and roundabouts. The cool thing is, this last batch of stuff I've been doing has been fairly modern. So from 1980 to about 2014.
Yeah.
So in a good way, they're really, really quick to do because the guy who collected them, they were just beautifully near mint. I mean, I've hardly used any other stickers than near mint, and I'm fairly tight on grading. So I've been like going, wow. So in terms of getting through the stack, it's been wonderful. It's been quick because I've all been near mint. But this guy never used boards, and what he would do, he'd take like 6 or 7 comics and put them in one bag. Yeah. And then so there's hardly any bags. Everything is in a bag, but there's like 7 or 8 in a bag. Yeah. What that means is when you've got a long box of modern comics, which are a lot thinner, you get 400 in a box.
Yeah.
Whereas normally
spine roll on them, because you can get spine roll when you put them like that.
Yeah, you can, but he's done it so well. I'd say no.
So that basically means once you've bagged and boarded them, rebagged and boarded them, you can't get them back in the box. So you'll have to get new boxes out. Take it.
That's right. So that stack of 21 boxes has still got 6 of his box. Well, mine, but 6 boxes of raw. Yeah. And I've already done 21 boxes. So it's so I'm going to end up with 30 boxes or something like that from a 21 box stack.
Yeah.
Which is fine. That's just bags and boards. That's all it is. It's that's what I'm doing, I'm processing. So so that's cool, because what it means is I've underestimated the amount of Marvel comics I have, because I would say there'd be 250 in a box. But that's bagged and boarded. In reality, there's probably 350 in a box on average of this stack. So that adds up probably another 2,000.
Mark, who's the bag and board export, how much has he paid on bags and boards for those 25 boxes, Mark?
He pays less than me because he buys them on a deal from a guy.
Well, I do have a deal. I do have a deal, and I'm not going to share it in public.
Yeah.
But I'll share it, Mark, with you in private.
You already did, actually. I think you did share it with me.
Will you share it with me?
Yeah, I'll share it with anyone on the show, but I don't want to say what this deal is in public, basically.
You just make up something crazy right now.
It involves blowjobs.
Oh, okay, good. I said crazy.
I know. I'll never forget my first blowjob. It took me ages to get the taste out of my mouth.
How did you go there?
So,
if Mum and Dad are watching, I am not gay. Do not, Mum, I'm straight.
There you go. You're scared now.
Okay, goodbye. Matt is off now.
So I do have to say this. I've lost. I don't know if you can tell by just my face, but I've lost close to 25 pounds in the last week.
Do look thinner. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I don't suggest it as a weight loss program for anyone, but I am gonna continue not to drink beer for a while, because I want to get back down to my weight I was before I turned 50, which was 150 pounds. So I'm at 175 now.
Why have you lost so much weight? Just because
of the flu last week.
Wow.
I literally didn't eat for 3 days, and then after that I ate very little until I'm finally starting to get my appetite back.
Hey,
Terry. How's it going, buddy?
All right. The missus went to bed a lot later than she normally does. So.
No worries.
Wah, wah. I know how that goes. So, but I feel real. I feel a lot better at this weight, I have to say. So we'll see if I can keep it up all the way to 150. But we'll see.
How much more you got to go?
25 pounds. So I'm pretty happy. But I'm not going to lose the next 25 as quickly as I did the first.
I was going to say collar is quite a good method of losing weight.
No, I don't. I don't want to be in a new movie called Billy Gets Cholera. But but it's funny. Blanca was sick at the same time, but not with the flu. And it was a miserable week, I have to say. It was a totally miserable week.
It's not nice.
Nah, it was flu A.
At least you didn't have to lift those 3,300 boxes of comics into the store.
Jesus Christ, I know. And so oh my God. So we've gone through approximately, we've gone through the creme de la creme already, but we went through approximately
3,300 boxes.
There were 450 boxes. Short box. I think it added up to almost 60,000 comics, and he paid 60,000 for it. And
60,000 bucks.
Yeah.
I mean dollars, bucks.
Yeah.
$1 each.
Yeah.
They need to be good.
Well, we've found 3 Conan #1s already. We found a lot of really good stuff. He's going to get his money back, but he wants to get 3 times his money back, of course.
Is it full sets of stuff?
Huh?
Is it right? So how modern does it go?
Is it an ex-store stock, Bill, or is it a collector?
It was a collector. It's this guy who owns this huge music venue here called Sam's Burger Joint, and he kept most of the good stuff for himself, but he told Phil he was leaving a lot of good stuff in there. And Phil started going through some of it, and they negotiated $60K. And so I wouldn't have paid that much myself, but when it will be store stock, and I do expect it will be it'll keep the store going for years.
Well, let me ask you, Bill. Right? What's this? I've got about 3 questions to ask you. And once I've finished asking the 3 questions, I'll tell you whether you made a good deal or a bad deal.
Okay.
What's the split Marvel DC Indie?
They can't possibly know, can they? Really? Not yet.
I can only tell you the ones we've gone through.
Yeah.
I would say it seems to be pretty equal, Marvel DC.
So right.
Yeah, and maybe 10% indie.
Then that's kind of okay. Next question? What's the age? We're talking 60s, 70s, and then everything else.
40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s for the most part.
Okay, that's good news.
Yeah,
and is it duplicates or is it solid runs?
It's not necessary. There are some duplicates, like I said on the Conan 1, but for the most part, it's runs and just strange things here and there.
Right. So,
but a lot of Captain Marvel from the 40s.
Oh.
That's good. Okay,
that's $1 each. Those are a definite bargain at $1 each.
There's a cowgirl romance in there, which those are extremely hard to find. And started out as Hillman. I believe it went to EC, if I'm not mistaken. I have seen no ECs in there, sadly. But there have been quite a few Golden Age. There's been there's a lot of silver. There's about 100 Spider-Man under 100. Nothing real low. The lowest one would probably be about number 40. And there's quite a few Fantastic Fours. There's trying to think what else is in there. Daredevil 2 through like 40. I mean, there's some really good books in there. The first Miller was in there. The first Lectra, I believe.
How much is of the four? So how many percent does the 1940s and the 1950s and the 1960s make up of the whole lot, roughly?
I would say 35 to 40%.
Well, that's
no, you've made it, absolute bargain. Absolute bargain.
Yeah.
Brilliant, brilliant.
Oh no. He, Phil knows a deal. For sure. So, but
so did he give him the list of what was in the boxes, or he just had a little browse?
No, he had to go look at them. Yeah. And they're in this huge area in one of the guy's storage facilities for his restaurant. So it all smells like ground beef, but besides it, no, I'm kidding. But it smells delicious. So I accidentally ate a Fantastic Four number 44, but besides that, after I put cheese on it, of course. But I am a Texan. We need cheese with our burgers. But I kid. But it's a shitload of fucking books. It's ridiculous.
What's the condition like I mean,
I would say if I had to land on like a medium, like a medium grade, it would probably be about 6 to 7s.
No way.
Some a little higher, some a little lower.
All right, so we're talking the 1960s and backwards. That applies to those as well.
Yeah.
Then that is an absolute steal.
Oh no, he did really well. Yeah, but I would say we probably have at least $20,000 books.
Yeah. It sounds like it sounds like a minimum of $500,000 worth of books.
Probably, yeah. Probably. He wants to get at least 180 out of it.
Oh, you will easily. Well,
he will.
Work on selling half of them.
Your bosses, he charges about 2 or 3 times what a comic's worth.
Yeah.
But he I would say there's, let me think. I would say so far, poor Alex, man, he was worked out like a rag, wrung out like a rag last week because he processed them all in like certain categories, and I wasn't there to help, which darn. But
that's a good thing.
Yeah, I know. I got a break last week in more ways than one, let's just say. But it was it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot when it all comes down to it. It's going to be a lot.
I think it's more. I think it's $1 million. I'll tell you why. 60,000 books at $10 each is $600,000, and those are easy 10. When you get past 1970 and backwards, in that condition, you're smashing $10. You're talking $100 average.
Yeah. So
I think it's $1 million deal, actually.
Yeah, it could be. By the time we're all said and done, it could well
selling
be.
them, though, isn't it? Selling them.
Exactly, Gray. But however, a lot of these books, they're so rare that when they pop up, anyone who's interested in them ought to be buying them when they see them, because it's going to be a hell of a long time before they see them again. So
if they see them again.
I mean, the stuff that's like 1970s onwards, that's different. That's a different story. I would never call that junk in terms of what I've got on my shop, but in terms of Phil, that's his junk. Tell him to save all that, and I'll buy it off him when I come to the States.
Okay, I will. He I don't know if we told you, Phil has offered.
Darren, I can tell you now, you and Phil are never going to do a deal.
Not on that, are we? Because
Phil wants to charge 3 times what things are worth, and you want to pay a third of what things are worth. So there's too big a gulf
Well,
between you
I
and
will
Phil.
tell you this. Phil has made a huge gesture to Darren, and he's offered Darren free room the whole time he's here. So
I thought he was offering me the apartment like a gift, not somewhere to stay. I thought he was giving me the apartment.
No, you don't get to keep the apartment. No, it's gonna save you thousands if you're here that long. So no, I was shocked that he offered it to you, but he really, for some reason, he really likes you guys. Well, I do too, so I understand that. But he said he really wants all those Pence copies you want to bring over.
It's the Donald Trump art of the deal.
Right,
He wants me in that apartment so he can get whatever he wants out of me.
You need to declare that apartment as the second state of Darren. You have to declare that apartment online as you're being your second home, Darren. And that way,
and I'm going to take it over till I'm dead and just retire to the States.
He's going to squat. He's going to be a squatter.
I'll work in Nelco Comics.
You'll change his name to Delco Comics.
Sorry, Alex. Darren just took your place.
I was thinking about taking your place, Bill.
Oh, fuck no. You're not going to do. No one can replace me. Ryan, I heard BJs were on the table. That was a joke, by the way, as far as we know. You know.
The auctions come up this week, Mark?
Yes, there was one today, actually, a big one today. My favourite auction house. Unfortunately, they're far too good. So they started up about 18 months ago. And the first few auctions, though, I bought a lot because they were really good value. But the problem is they've become better and better known. And then now I think this is a company called Eubanks near Guildford. And unfortunately, I think they're now the best UK comic house. They've overtaken Excalibur. They're much better than Excalibur.
Wow.
And the quality of the comics they're getting is fantastic. So they had a full day auction today that went on from 11 o'clock till 5. And they had sort of X-Men 1 to 20, Amazing Spider-Man 1 to 20. Yeah, I mean, they had really big comics, and they were getting really good. It's the most bullish UK comic auction I've seen for 2 or 3 years. So I think the comic market is recovering. The prices were such that I didn't bid on very much at all because, you know, I want stuff at half fair market value. So whereas historically I've probably spent 1,000, 1,500 with them, today it was only 500. Because, you know, I'm you know, if I set a price and it goes above it, I don't bid. So I knew I wasn't going to get any of the Amazing Spider. I don't bother with Amazing Spider-Man or X-Men. So it's the more esoteric stuff, you know. I bid on some war comics. I got a nice lot of war comics because they're still reasonably priced.
Well, I have a prediction, and Mark, you can see what you make of this prediction, and it's based on some logic, and it's all about, you know, when it's about people's age. So, you know, there's been comics mass produced in the 80s, right? But it's the comics prior to that hold the value, the 70s and the 60s and even before.
Yeah, these war comics are all 60s.
Now, the stuff that we're all interested in is the 60s. You know, that's where the gold mine sort of is in terms of Marvel and before that. Now, for people to have been collecting comics in the 60s, they needed to have been between 10 and probably 18 years old. So what does that make them today? So you got 24 plus, you got 60, you got 70, 70, late 70s, 80s, that kind of range.
Yep.
So those collections, I think, 70s and 80s year old, people start dying.
Yeah.
And the collections start going to auction houses.
Yeah. Don't you think that's why I got my collection, Darren?
Yeah. But the point is this, is that roll it back 10 years, those people would have been 60 and 70. Hardly any of those people would have been dying. Roll it forward 10 years, 70 and 80, then people do start to die at that range. So I think, yeah, I think that there are going to be, relatively speaking, relatively to the last 10.
Yeah, me and Terry are not feeling too happy at the moment here, Darren.
Don't worry, you've got plans. I think,
I'm feeling very young suddenly, but you know,
relatively speaking, I think there's going to be supply and demand. There's going to be low. Relatively speaking, there's going to be loads of these kind of collections appear in the next 10 to 20 years. And
if we were 20 years younger, we'd have amazing collections in 20 years' time because we'd be buying them cheap from all the people who've dying their clogs.
And I you know, in terms of demand, there is demand out there, but I'm not sure how many people would collect comics of this value. You know, there's not. It's not a whole bunch of people of new collectors who are going to start.
There's a lot of people today bidding hundreds of pounds on these comics,
and that's great news. That's great news. But I wonder what will happen, because I absolutely think that the market in terms of the valuable stuff will continue to increase. I think we're building towards James Gunn's universe. We've got Avengers, Secret Wars, and Doom and stuff. I think the excitement's going to build again. So I do expect it to go up. But I'm kind of a little bit worried about where it might be 5 years from today, because I think there's going to be a lot of collections come on to auction houses and stuff.
Okay, might be right.
What increased the prices before the bloody films then?
So if you look at a typical, what I call a blue chip comic, so if you sort of take, you know, Spider-Man 1, I hate to say it, Hulk at 181, Daredevil, not Daredevil 1 because that's a bit of an unusual one, but if you take sort of a blue chip comic before the films came along and before COVID, you could just, it was a bit like a blue chip stock. You could just track it over 10, 15 years and it would go up on average, you know, 5 or 6% a year. And it was a good investment. You know, it was like a blue chip investment and it went like that. The movies then blew it all crazy. And then COVID drove it completely wild. But they're actually coming back. If you watch me, I know you don't like me and Alan, but if you watch our show on Silver Age Comics, you'll see a whole range of them have come back onto the long-term trend line.
Yeah.
So you know that's what's happening. And so if you buy a good blue chip comic, it'll go up. It's like buying a property or buying a good stock. You know, it might go up and down erratically in the short term, but over the medium to long term, it will go up. You know, it's probably slightly ahead of inflation.
It's safer than cryptocurrency.
I'll tell you another thing that I've not mentioned previously, but I think that this thing, which I'm about to mention, had a significant impact on the price of comics for the last 20 years. The Big Bang Theory TV show.
Zinga!
Yeah, maybe.
It made comics cool.
It's possible.
And that show's kind of ended, although there's some spin-offs and there's always repeats, but that show ending isn't a good thing for the comic marketplace.
What about all the TV shows, superhero TV shows like The Flash and Superman?
All these are good things, Gray. All these are good things.
Yeah, you seem to be.
Yeah, you need to come up to Thought Bubble one year, Darren, because it's very interesting. You see a different dynamic there. I mean, it's very encouraging. I mean, last year I went, it was absolutely packed. And I would say the average age of people there was about late 20s.
That's wonderful news.
If you hadn't been there, it would have been 16, wouldn't it?
Exactly, yeah. I sort of hugely skew the numbers.
So, you know, there's all of this, the excitement around the MCU, the last 30 films or what have you. That all the kids at 10 to to 18 years old who grew up, they were kids during that. They'll be coming into adulthood, earning money now. And things have changed in the world, you know. I mean, people stay at home longer because they can't afford to leave. So they might not get a house so early. So they might not, I don't know, they might not be paying for the mortgage so early and stuff. And I don't know. What I'm trying to say is that I think there's an influx of people, as you say, Mark, there's an influx of young people. And I'm trying to figure out whether young people as a mass have enough wealth between them to make an impact in a good way on comic collecting.
Well, they won't necessarily, but they come through the system, don't they?
Yeah.
Look at all the people who, you know, He-Man. So that all the He-Man fans are now in their late 40s. Yeah. Because He-Man came out when they were in their teens, you know, early teens, and they're now in the late 40s. They've got money to spend. And so He-Man is a good property, you know. You can sell it. It's one of the reasons SpongeBob and the Simpsons I think are good investments, because the people who watch the Simpsons went on for 20 odd years. Yeah. So you've got a whole 20-year demographic who are going to start having spare money. Yeah, you know, fairly shortly. And they're going to want to buy nostalgia. They want to buy the stuff they remember from. It's like, you know, it's like the music you like is the music when you were in your teens and early 20s, isn't it? Yeah. Everybody, you know, whoever you meet, it's that music. It's the same thing with comics, you know, that people like the comics that were around when they were sort of 13 to 22, you know. So and then when they go through, you know, buying a house, having a mortgage, having kids, they come out the other side of that, you know, mid 40s, late 40s,
got a bit of spare money,
and they've got some spare money. Yeah, they go, oh, I remember that episode of The Simpsons. I want to get that comic.
Yeah, totally, yeah. Well, you know what? I mean, once I go live with the uploaded stock, I'm going to learn something new, because that stock that I bought in that big collection 10 years ago, that runs up to about 2014. And I've previously only ever had comics up to about 2000. So there's like a 10 to 14 year period that I've never stocked before. So that's going to tell me a lot about whether it's worth buying those kind of comics or not in future. What do you reckon, Mark? You reckon
to those years, you start talking about loads and loads of variant covers and all that sort of thing. And I mean,
I'm not playing by variants.
But that's the thing that's keeping a lot of the comic companies going. I mean,
it is what keeping the modern comic market going. Yes.
I mean, IDW, they bring out two comics sort of like, you know, a week, and they've got 26 covers that go with it.
But I wonder whether these, and I hate the whole variant and multiple issues of this. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. What I wonder whether they're taking the money in to keep them going in that hand. Yeah. But on the other hand, they're blocking new people from entering because people are bewildered and haven't got enough money to even start.
Amen.
Who's buying all the variants? Oh, sorry, apart from Terry, who's buying all the variants? Because it's like it's crazy.
Variant collectors. I mean, I hate to make it that sounding,
they're not cheap.
I buy the odd variant, but I mean, I'm nothing like some of these people. I mean, some of the new Transformers comic, well, say new, I mean, it's been out, 15, 16 issues now. I mean, there's a dozen bloody variants for every issue. And do you know the number one's on its 11th print?
Crazy.
You know, I mean, and those 11 prints have got variants.
Well, the Transformers is a classic example of what I was saying, Terry, of people of a certain age, isn't it? When did Transformers first come out? Now, the Transformers has exactly hit that demographic, and people who've got spare money who remember the Transformers. So IDW are just playing to them, aren't they? You know,
nostalgia.
Yeah. Some of them variants are like 1 in 150, 1 in 250. Who's buying 250 books? You know, what shop is buying 250 books just so you can get one of them?
Well, do you know they do with it? They buy 200 of it just to get the one, and then they make the money back on the one.
Oh, exactly.
I would dump the rest.
That's what I'm saying. That is the in thing. You know, well, say in thing at the moment. It's been the in thing probably for the last 10 years.
If I was in charge of Marvel or DC, right, what I would say is, I'd say, I want for an amount of money that is not astronomical, collectors could buy the entire universe each month. So they could get. So some collectors want to do that. So I'd say, right, we will only issue 50 titles every month, and we won't do variants. And that means, and we'll charge $4 a book, say. So for $200, you can collect every single comic of your universe, DC or Marvel, right? And that's it. By maintaining only 50 titles, and you take the best artists. You don't need to bring crap artists and crap writers. Just take the best artists and the best.
I know, and Darren, let's call it the new 52.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no variants.
Remember,
no variants.
The new 53.
And I would do that. And I would do that
on
an ongoing basis. And I'd also make one promise to collectors, and the promise would be, we will never reboot a series just to get the #1 bonus income. A series will always be sequentially numbered from now till the end of time.
It's never going to.
Maybe they should cut
Darren, and your new company will last as long as Atlas Comic lasted in the 1970s.
No doubt.
No.
It has to be Marvel. It's not a new company. It has to be existing.
It has to be one of the existing ones.
If I had my way, I'd stop the crossovers as well. I'd stop them being crossovers, and if there's an event, then put them all in their own title. So, like the event this week is called So and So Crisis, and that So and So Crisis would be like 12 issues, and that would have all the story in it. So you haven't got to go and buy all the bloody other titles just because it's got one panel that mentions it.
Yeah, like Secret Wars was in Secret Wars 1 to 12.
Yeah,
without any silly crossovers and any other books.
Yeah, the thing is, they're there to make money. I mean, this is what I don't understand: is they're on about digital is the way. But if digital is the way, there won't be any variant covers. You won't even need to have covers.
That's true. Yeah.
So if digital is the way, and then all you'll ever then sell his old comics. But
I think digital should be part of the way, but not the whole thing. It's people who want the physical comic book, isn't it?
Yes, I mean I do. But I mean, I don't do digital, but I mean that seems to be the way that it's going. The subscriber thing. I mean, at the moment with Marvel and DC, you've got to wait 2 or 3 months before you get the latest book. But the more and more people that sign on to that, they're going to slowly bring that date down. Eventually, you'll be able to read them online at the same time you can go out and buy them. And if people aren't into variants and all the other different bits and pieces, all they want to do is read the story, then they're not going to be buying the book anymore.
Right.
Has anyone looked into this diamond distribution thing that's going on? They've gone bankrupt or something, and does anyone know what's going on with that?
They did, but somebody injected money into them. So
they did?
Say with Diamond, somebody injected money into them, didn't they?
They did recently?
Yeah, well, there was a few. I thought it was about a week later after all the news.
I haven't heard
Bill
that.
would know. He worked.
You hear it on the others. I mean, whether it's true or not, I don't know.
They still owe Tomorrow's like a lot of fucking money, and Tomorrow's is going to have to suspend production for a while as a result.
Who is?
That's what I understand.
What's Tomorrow's?
Who's
Tomorrow's? It's a publishing company that puts out Alter Ego, Back Issue, Jack Kirby Collector, all of those kind of books, and they also put out quite a few volumes on classic illustrators from the 40s and 50s.
So I mean, there's a hell of a lot of shops in the UK that I don't think we're having too much trouble in the UK because very few use Diamond now. And they also said that the British side of Diamond wasn't being affected.
Yeah, the British side is unaffected from what I've seen, but
and there's
not that I would know.
Where I get my comics from, they barely get any from Diamond anymore. They get them the two other companies, and also they buy them direct as well. So they don't have it. It's not affecting them to any extent. But I think it's affecting more in America and Canada than it is. I think Canada's getting the worst of it. But and yet They're printed.
Well, Canada's getting screwed by everybody right now, especially the U.S.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what to say about that.
I mean, I read a thing in there. I read one of the YouTube things that was talking about $9. The $4.99 comic could become a $9.99 comic in Canada. Could be. If this 25% that 25% thing happens on paper. That's what they're talking about. Well, who's going to be buying those? They definitely go digital then, won't they? They're going to be buying a $4.99 comic at $9.99. I mean, I know $9.99 in Canada isn't the same as $9.99 in America, but
right.
So could they set up a temporary branch of like the comic companies in Canada and then just sell it to them at the normal price? Is that something they could do?
Yeah, but what's ludicrous is they're printed in Canada, so it's weird.
Yeah, I know, it's weird.
They're printed in Canada, and yet they're being affected worse than in America.
Do we want to see some comics at the same time that we're doing these chats?
I have plenty to show you.
New comics this week, Terry?
I have a lot of new stuff to show you.
Was that a no, Terry?
Yeah, we know I was doing the DC last week. I didn't show you Volume 2 and Volume 3. Right. Darren's got something to show anyway.
I've always got millions to show, but if other people have got stuff to show, then you should show
a few. But as I said, I got to the stuff there. But there was what they classed as a Volume 2 and a Volume 3. And the Volume 2
short runs, weren't they?
Yeah, and they were all Volume 2 was all number ones. But they was
that's weird.
They was all. I don't know whether you remember these.
Oh yeah, I did a video of those a while back. Oh, the original covers and the reprint covers. It was Julius Schwartz tribute, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I saw great covers from Julius Schwartz's time as the editor.
Yeah. They made new stories from the same title.
Yeah.
Are these all number ones?
We imagined.
They passed these were all number ones.
Yeah.
So they were all taken. They're homage.
Yeah, I made a video a little while back showing the original covers and the new covers.
And then they do the new story.
Yeah.
New story based on a new story based on the title.
Yeah. Quite often the second backup story involved Julius Schwartz in some way as well.
That's right.
A few of them. Yeah.
So there was a lovely tribute to him, wasn't there?
Great tribute. And great covers as well. There's all the super covers.
One of my, runs. The original, the one this was taken from, was one of my favourite Flash covers.
Yeah, that's cool.
That on their covers broke the. He was probably one of the first ones that broke the fourth wall.
Yeah, there's about 2 or 3 covers on that run where he's talking to the people, isn't there?
Yeah. That was Volume 2. And then they had a Volume 3. I'll get Volume 2 back in. Don't know whether you remember this one. This
Volume 3 got Deadman and Pose of the Unknown in it.
Yeah, this was DC Presents, and this is what they class as Volume 3.
Yeah, it's like 3 Deadman and like 4 Challenges of the Unknown or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's 5 issues of Deadman. This is a brilliant story, actually, this one.
Yeah, I've got it. I can't remember it. It's a long time since I read it. Full covers, though. Well, and Rama Kushner or whatever it is.
Yeah, like you say, the challenges.
Yeah.
This was around New 52, wasn't it? Around that time. I've got New 52.
Yeah, they are New 52.
Yeah.
But as what Mark was saying there, with New 52 lasted 5 months. Because there was a New 52 title that got cancelled at issue 5. And then about 8 months later, about 3 months after that, another one got cancelled. And so on and so forth. But I think by the end of the year, it should have been called the New 47.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the year after that, it should have been called the New 38.
That's bad.
Was it Savage?
Is it? Sorry, is that the same run?
Yeah, this is number 9. Yeah.
I never saw that
for
one.
That for me was a bad deal because they just reset everything to number 1 to get everyone to buy 10 copies of number 1 again, and I think that's abusing. I think that's abuse of the customer base.
Well, it was a channel the other day I was watching because I know that variant covers back in the 80s and 90s weren't very often, but I didn't realise how many variant covers there have been made of the Batman books.
Oh, what do you mean, the older one or the newer one?
In the 80s, I'm talking about.
Oh,
I didn't realise he went further than this, Terry. I thought it was only the Challenge of the Unknown and a Deadman story. I didn't realise there was more of them.
There was a number 0. And you haven't seen the price of that? You think that was brought out in 2012 and that was $5.99. It is bigger, it's a thicker book. But
right.
That's when they saw they could sell them at $5.99 because around about this time it was when they were said, still only $2.99, and we're not going to go any higher than that. Blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden they have a $5.99 comic. And you have Black Lightning and Blue Devil there.
I need to check my booking. I'm sure I haven't got any of these. But I thought I'd had them all, but
no.
Never mind. It went a lot further than I remembered it.
Yeah, well, you'll see the very last one. The very last one, I think, has all the characters that have been in the previous ones.
Yeah.
Then you had Arsenal. A new name for Speedy.
I don't think I've even seen these. Not even in passing any of these ones you're showing now.
And then the very last one has a flash on it, but I believe in this one is all the characters that were in the previous issues.
Right.
Oh, wow.
I would hazard a guess that the most variants in the new 52.
Issue 19, they never got as far as 52.
I think the most variants in the new 52 would have been at JLA number 1 because it shows them all holding a flag like the flag of Iwo Jima, and there's different flags like
League of America. I have got all of those.
Well, just for a different flag.
It came in a box set. Actually, came in a box set. Because what I'm planning on doing is doing a July the 4th. 3 videos because I don't want to. There's 50 odd covers. I do want to do those. So I know there's 50 states, but there are 50 more. There's more than 50 covers because they do the Central Mexico and others. But no, they came actually. All those number 1s came in a box set. I did the same thing with Mars Attacks. Mars Attack number 1s. They all came in a box set as well. So I bought the box set. But I've got all of those covers, and I was going to do three videos, but all on the July the 4th. Celebrates all, Independence Day for the Americans, the 299 years, isn't it?
Wow.
And that's what I'm planning on doing with those. Just before I sell them to Darren. I was going to make the video, I was making the video like in the next month or so. I was planning on sort of like doing the flag.
Yeah. I'd think about that for a bit. We might be at war with them by then, Terry. So maybe consider it.
What's
Take Bill or Mark on, Gray?
Has Bill got something he wants to show?
Yeah,
I've got for you to show.
Yeah. I came across a huge box of underground comics.
Oh, nice.
And I have no idea what they're worth, but I know they're.
Well, I've got that one. I've got Skull. That's a good underground comic to have.
Dan O'Neill, who of course got
These are big.
Sued by Disney.
Did Paul Pig get killed in every cover?
Oh yeah.
These are nice.
Comics.
I collect underground comics. Oh, very nice.
Trying to figure out how much they're worth.
That's a trucking good comic, that one. That last one, it was killing your guy on your t-shirt.
Oh yeah.
Mark, do you watch S-Vaughan 82?
Who?
Scotty Vaughan, his channel. Scotty Vaughan's channel.
No, I don't.
He does. He shows. He does lots of documentaries.
DC reprint
about underground books.
Does he?
naughty ones, the sexy ones, and everything else. All these different.
What's the guy's name? Scotty Vaughan.
Scotty Vaughan 82 is his channel.
Okay.
It's S Vaughan 82.
Darren, I think this is a big one. I mean, Mark, I think this is a big one.
That's nice. Yeah, that's very
Crumb,
nice.
isn't it?
That's a lot.
Oh, so got
Old
some
Crumb like the big bum.
Cuckoo Comics.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what that means, but I'm sure cuckold is part of it.
That XYZ one reminds me of Fat Freddy and the Fabulous Freak Brothers.
It could be the same
So I've
artist.
got a
Gilbert
complete
Shelton.
set of skulls. Really great underground comic. Yeah.
I say, Norks on Earth.
I think that's Irons. I don't know who Irons' first name is. It's not Jeremy. Okay.
These are great. Oh, that is Corbin. That's Richard Corbin.
Yeah,
Very
Corbin.
early
There's a lot
Corbin.
of Corbin in here.
Yeah, that Corbin is one of his early ones.
Now, these are two of my favorites. I'm a huge Von Baudet fan.
I've just bought a set of those. The auction today, I got Junk Waffle 1 to 5.
Oh, wow.
40 quid.
I believe this is 1 and 2. Yeah, 1 and 2.
Yeah, I just bought 1 to 5 in the auction today. Yeah, Vaughan Bode, very nice.
Big Ass Comics.
Yeah, well, of course. That's got to be Robert Crumb. Robert Crumb loves a big ass.
Also Crumb.
Thick lady.
Yeah, Despair.
He likes the trunk to be overloaded with the junk.
Those are really good reads. They're so funny.
Now, this is by a really close friend of mine, Johnny Chambers.
I've never seen that. Oh, Little Green Dinosaur.
Johnny Chambers?
Johnny Chambers.
Wasn't he the superhero, Johnny Quick?
I don't know. But
I'm sure
this
Johnny
was,
Quick is Johnny Chambers.
But he was only 16 or 17 when this came out.
Mark,
He was pretty young.
Got his latest video on IG. Just send you the link to it.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Yeah. Johnny Quick is Johnny Chambers. I was right.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I've got a full set of 30 Freak Brothers. Yeah, brilliant. I love the guy there, Gilbert. What's his name? Gilbert Sheldon.
Yeah, from Texas, by the way.
Is he?
Yeah. Video on the Freaks.
Great one. I've got that.
There we go.
The problem with these underground comics is they kept reprinting them, and it's quite tricky to spot the various what's the first print, second print, third print, fourth print, sixth print. You generally have to go by the price on the cover and sometimes the colors.
Sometimes 50 is the first print, sometimes 50 is the second print.
Yeah. I love these, Bill. This is right up my street. Oh, that's nice.
These
I've
ones
never
you
seen
bought
that before. That's a beauty.
Are these ones you bought this week, Bill?
Are these yours, Bill, or are these Phil's?
Oh no, these are all mine.
Are these ones you got this week or from the?
I got them 2 weeks ago.
All right, you bought them recently.
Oh, leather nun, yes. We all love a bit of leather nun.
I've seen a band called Leather Nun.
I'm trying to see. Fulbert Sturgeon did that.
Yeah.
I think he might have been two. Oh, this is hilarious. Fulbert Sturgeon featuring Jesus Meets the Armed Services. That's funny. That is just funny. And on the back, it's Jesus and the man possessed by demons. And I think he winds up drowning him or something. Something happens. I can't remember.
Does he not put the demons into some pigs? And
I
then
don't
make
know.
the pigs jump off the
In
cliff?
the Bible, he did.
Yeah. There's some orgy going on the back. Charlie's.
Legion of Charlies. I'm sure Charles Manson is one of them.
Like Charlie's Angels.
No, not that. No, it's too far back.
San Francisco comic book. That is worth a lot of money. You know that, don't you?
No.
Yes. But San Francisco comic book 1, 2, and 3. I've got number 1. They're quite rare.
Yeah, but weren't the first prints 25 cents?
Oh yeah, they might have been. Yes, that might not
Yeah.
be. This is the
Still,
problem
I
with
think
these.
it's still worth quite a bit, but
Yeah.
I think the first ones are worth the most.
There you go. Says number 2. I've got that one. That's great. Oh, look at that. See, look, what great use of colours. Somebody was on serious drugs then, weren't they?
Psychedelia gone mad.
Yeah.
Grunt.
Heavy Comics. Deviant Slice.
Love these.
Another San Francisco.
Yeah.
What issue is this? This is number
I've not
4.
seen that one before. Yeah, I've not seen
Number
that
4.
one before.
This is another
And that is Corbin. I've got that. Grimwicks, number 1. That's early Corbin. Yeah.
Now I do think 50 cents was the first print on this one.
I think that is the first print.
Yeah. Insect Fear.
Of course.
Let's go again.
Go.
Look at that. I love that. I don't know why. Another Corbin. This is a famous one.
Yeah, Fever Dreams.
And,
look at that Corbin cover, isn't it great?
John Richardson on the back.
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh, really good.
Another Insect Fear.
Yeah.
Paranoia.
Where did you get all these? Were these in your find, Bill, or did you buy these?
Oh yeah. No, all from Patrick.
You know, some of these are worth good money. I know they're not worth, an Amazing Spider-Man number 1, but they're not a dollar.
But
these are not dollar
box is probably worth about $2,000 to $3,000 worth. I'm
exactly.
Guessing.
Yeah.
Slow death.
I might have to come over there and see you and steal some of these.
Come on over. Well, you and I can talk off the show too.
Yeah.
Really murder.
I don't mind giving you first dibs on these.
I wouldn't. I'll definitely. There's about 10 of those I'd like to buy. Oh, yeah. You never see them here in the UK. They're quite rare. That's nice.
Sammy Smoot.
Yeah.
They're all pre-59, aren't they? Even the reprints, I expect, aren't they?
Oh, that's a beauty. I love that comic. Middle Class Fantasies. Yeah.
So, Mark, are they pre-59? The originals, I mean, not necessarily the reprints.
No, pre-69.
No, they're all 60s and early 70s mostly.
69 to early 70s.
Yeah. Some of the reprints go through to the 90s. I mean, Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers in about 11 printings or something.
These are all from the early 70s.
Yeah. Flying Dolphin.
Dying Dolphin.
Dying Dolphin.
Oh, the Dying Dolphin. The light of God never fails. Mom's Homemade Comics. Yay, I've got that one.
Dennis Kitchen. And now we're getting into some that you know very well.
Of course. Mr. Crumb. Arise.
Spain Rodriguez.
Ooh,
One of the first trash mans. Binky Brown.
So what's the title of that?
Binky Brown meets the Virgin Mary. I'm going to have to get rid of that one quickly because I'm a good Catholic, but... Another infamous title.
Yeah.
All these comics, Gray, your channel's going to get closed.
Yes, I was thinking. I'm pretty sure I saw a full blinking frontal fanny on that last one.
Yeah, you did. That's what I went.
Yeah.
There's the worst ones than that. God knows.
God knows.
Yeah, the thing that poor old Scotty Vaughan he has to censor everything when he does it on there, and and all the sorts of things he's censoring.
Got 3 of these, I guess.
Motor City Comics, got 3 of them. They're printing. Oh, goodness me.
4 of them.
That's the same.
No, that was I think that was the third.
Oh.
It might have been fourth. I might have lost count.
I can't say these do anything for me, to be honest.
Oh, I love them. Robert Crumb, I just absolutely adore.
Yeah, I've read some, but they're just bonkers, isn't they? Really, they're kind of bonkers, but I don't know. Women's comics. It's like lesbo love stories.
Is this kind of like the USA version of? And I know it's like, well, Viz.
Yeah,
It's
that's right.
No, it's more Viz's toilet humor. This is anarchic hippie humor.
All of these guys were huge comic fans, and they wanted to push the envelope in the early 70s.
Yeah, no, it's more intelligent than Viz's British toilet humor. This is
Viz is like children's comics, but made adult, isn't it? All the layouts are the same as children's comics, but they're made very adult.
That's I actually recognise that one.
What is the name of Fat Freddy's cat?
Fat Freddy's cat.
Does it have a name?
No.
Yeah, Fat Freddy's cat. That's his name.
No, surely that's who he's owned his name, plus a description to describe him.
Yeah, people, when they it's called Fat Freddy's cat.
Yeah. But the cat's not called Fat Freddy, is it?
Yeah,
John Lennon and Richard Nixon on that
Freddy
one.
is one of the Freak Brothers.
Are a lot of these by the same publisher?
Yes.
Mostly Apex Novelties, Last Gasp, and there's a couple more. I don't know if you'll figure this out, but this happens to be my favorite title.
Left Field, very good. Yeah.
I've had one of those in the past.
Have you?
Yeah.
I've never seen that one before.
These are Bobby London, who's a friend of mine actually, and then Monolith.
Oh, I've still got it on the shop. It's a 75 center. In fact, I think it was the same one. A guy running along catching a baseball.
How much are you charging for it?
I hope it's a lot. £21.
What?
Wow. Is that cheap?
No. Mother Oats.
Oh, that's only in fine condition as well, Mark.
Facts of Life. I've got quite a lot of these, but there's a bunch there I'd like to come and steal.
It's a long way to go.
I know, it is really, isn't it?
You're not going to want to drive your camper van all the way there.
No, it won't. It's not that good on water.
Is there not a way to drive all the way there? There definitely is any direct route, is there?
This is quite famous.
Via Russia. You can go via Russia through Alaska.
Bobby London. You know, Bobby went on to draw.
That's 2,000 miles from the coast.
Bobby went on to draw Popeye for 3 years.
Martin Movement.
I'm not sure there's many underground comics you haven't got there, Bill.
This sounds like all of them.
I can't believe that now.
What I haven't seen so far is any Yellow Dog.
Before today?
No, on your pile. Yellow Dog.
You haven't seen it?
No, I've got a complete collection of Yellow Dog, but I haven't seen any in your comics.
Oh,
today.
they're in my house.
Okay.
They're ones I got early on.
He's got one of everything.
Or two. Look,
that's the second Charlie's.
You're going all blurry, Bill. Barely seeing.
Oh, sorry.
Tales from the Tube.
Surfing tuber. Yeah.
Fallopian, probably.
Totally tubular, man.
So you're down with the kids.
What's the average value of these, Mark?
Probably.
depends on the print number. If they're the first prints, and they're in really good condition, you're probably talking 50, 60 quid. If they're second prints, third prints, fourth prints, you're talking about a $5.
So, Bill, are you hearing this, right? You're talking about $60 to $70 on average.
Yeah.
So these are, because this is average, right? So the value of these is equivalent to the value of 1965 Marvel.
Yes.
Every issue. So you should be,
because they're far rarer.
In terms of protecting them, these are more important to protect and conserve the condition than Marvel.
Oh, that's great! I've got that. Well, mine are all in bags and boards and Mylard.
Yeah, and they need to be. You need to treat these very carefully, Bill. And get them into...
I will, and I just want to
these are much rarer because the print run on these was minute compared to the print run on Marvel in the 1960s. You know, Marvel print runs, you'll get CGC numbers of 3,000 or 4,000 for Marvel in the 1960s, whereas these you're probably lucky if you're going to get 20 or 30 graded.
The majority of these were sold only in head shops.
There's that Boobs again. We've seen her.
Yeah.
Now this one is only 10 cents.
Looks very thin. It's quite apt, isn't it? Number 69.
Oh yeah, what's this? This is Mr. Biscuits, isn't it?
Hungry Chuck Biscuits.
Hungry Chuck Biscuits, yeah.
You know, there's 3 benefits of you not drinking Purple Haze. 1 is your weight. 2 is there's no drips of water to freak us out. And 3 is you're not pissed as a fart, so you're handling the comics better.
What he hasn't told you is he's doing this on the sink.
I am not. The sink is over there.
So some of these aren't really worth an awful lot. That 10-cent canned corn comics, it's only $2.80 on my comic shop.
But there are some heavy hitters in here.
There are some heavy hitters.
I bet there's some, but there's probably a few that aren't worth that as much, though. So I don't think they're all $50.
I mean, you know, if you want to be a downer, sure, Gray.
Just telling the truth, mate.
Wait, if you want to go and have a look, go and look at some of those Corbin ones. The Corbin ones in high grade.
If you'd rather write Donald Trump to you, I could just say, oh, yeah, they're all amazing. They're the bigliest comics ever. No comics better than that. I know more about comics than anybody in the world. They're all bigly comics.
Go and look at the first print of Furry Freak Brothers. What's the price on that?
It's 50 cents, but this is the collected work, so 50 cents may well be the first price.
Yeah.
And let me see if it says 19. Oh my God! Look at this.
Double cover.
Oh, you got double cover.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
Get it in Mylar quick.
Yeah, I will.
It hasn't got a June.
No, you only need 1 cover on a comic. Rip it off and throw the other one away.
Oh, don't do it, Darren.
I don't listen to Darren very often. And then
Deep
3D.
Yep.
With glasses
now.
now.
I want that one.
And that's a whole box.
That's a great box.
Hold on a second. I have more.
That reminds me. So I'm not taking many orders on the shop now because everything that's on the shop has been there through the 66% sale. So until I've restocked, there's like almost no orders. But an order did come in, and I nearly didn't even notice because no money came in with it. It was 100% paid for by loyalty points.
Wow.
And when
it was a single by now.
No. They would have run out, Gray, but I extended it to 999 months. Sticking back on big again, mate.
Right, go and check these ones on my comic shop.
Anyway, the item that got bought.
I got told off last time I did that. I'm not doing it now.
Do it again. Do it again.
The item got bought was Alien Worlds 3D.
Early Worlds 3D.
Alien Worlds 3D, which I hope Mark's already got it.
I have got it, yeah.
That's a relief.
I'm going to check if I've got any points on your
was
on
in
your site.
1950s. It was a world's finest 3D, wasn't there? So I think it was one of the first DC books they'd done in 3D from in the 1950s. It was a whole one shot. They're supposed to go for a few bob.
Isn't this great?
Yeah, that guy's been drinking the purple haze.
Yep.
Oh, blimey.
Yeah. At least somebody hadn't cut it out anyway.
I feel sorry for Purple Haze going out of business.
Yeah, me too.
Now that he stopped drinking it, it's like
the shares must have gone down, hasn't they?
Yeah,
absolutely.
It means we've lost our only sponsor.
Yeah. No, I mean, well, I can always do this. I can always just hold one up.
Yeah, well, and drip it all over the comic. Yeah, great. Well done.
Ray, I reckon that because of our show relationship, I think that you used your points on a show order.
Yeah, I think I did.
So, because I've just checked and there are none on the shop.
Yeah, I've just checked.
That one, 35 cents, I think, sounds like the original price.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I think there's a 25 center. But I do have 2 of the 35s.
Junk Wobble.
That's Jeffrey Jones and Bode.
Yeah, it's nice.
Inner City Romance.
Zap Comics. Overpopulation problem, commit suicide.
Radical Rock.
Yeah.
I'm
sure we've seen that orgy scene once before.
Oh, we've seen loads of orgies.
I think they had Let's Close on the other one.
We don't mean in real life, Darren.
There you go. Another Corbin.
Very early Corbin.
Yeah.
Anomaly. Or should I say anomaly? Nah, 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 nah. Anomaly. Nah, 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 nah. I'm kidding.
No, that's Phenomenon.
I know.
Phenomenon. Tales from the Plague. They always pick such jolly subjects, didn't they?
I'll tell you what, these comics are better than very fine.
Yes.
There's no damage on these comics.
No,
at the moment there isn't. No.
There you go.
You know why, Darren? Because they used really good glossy cover stock that was better than normal comics.
Yeah.
So that's an EC homage, isn't it? With the side.
That is an EC homage. Yes, I've got that. There you go. That's another Corbin.
One of those Tales from the Plague in 7.5 is $101 on eBay.
Yeah, there you go.
Which one?
The Tales from the Plague.
In a 7.5.
Did I just show that one?
Yeah.
And it's how much?
$101 in a 7.5.
Wow. Well, mine are at least that.
Keep them that, Bill. Keep them that.
He's CGC though, so.
Look, he's got 2 copies of that.
Yeah.
I have 1 issue of that Skull that I bought from you, Mark.
Yeah.
I think that's it. That's it. That's the issue of Skull that I bought off you.
Somebody sold the whole lot to the shop.
No, this is for my collection I'm buying.
Ah.
And Patrick was an underground comic artist. That's why he had them all.
Ah.
You need a comics.
Mr. Natural.
Yeah.
Keep on trucking.
Look at this. Where are they now? Terry Tunes. Isn't that great?
Yeah,
Candy
not
Goose
familiar
and
with them.
Sourpuss.
Not something we ever got over here, I don't think.
Don't
I
mean shit.
recognize this guy with the beard.
I love
Mr.
that.
Natural.
Natural.
Don't mean shit.
I didn't know his name, but I recognize him.
Don't mean
He's a guy who goes keep on trucking. He's sort of a hippie icon.
Definitely seen that before. Yeah.
It's Crumb.
That is definitely
Cover's Crumb.
that is classic Crumb with his large bottomed women.
Yeah.
And again,
he certainly had a type, didn't he, old Crumb?
Yeah.
He's still alive. He still has a type.
Alive, yeah.
He's got to be. How old is he now? He's got to be 80.
Fantagor. Oh, right now, Fantagor #1 first print is worth quite a lot of money. I'm not.
Well, guess what? I've got 2.
Oh, bloody hell!
That's a different. Oh no, it's just the same.
50 cents though. Is that the same one?
I think I can't remember, but I think the first print is 50 cents.
I think considering the person who bought them, and the fact that he lives in the States, and the fact that he was sort of into this stuff.
Well, I haven't got
the majority. I'd say the majority's first.
I haven't got Slow Death #3. That would be on my list of what I want from there because I've got quite.
Well, guess what?
You've got 2 of them. Oh, that's well. You can afford to let me have one then, Bill.
I can afford to let you have them all as long as we reach a decent price, which we will.
Nice.
And that's it for the box. But I probably have 2 more lots of this much within the collection.
That's awesome.
and these that you just saw today came in this box.
Okay, Bill. Now listen. Now that you know the value of these items, please prioritize protecting them and protect them before you show them to us. We don't need to see comics unprotected, or we'll get pregnant.
Okay. I thought
we don't want Darren to get pregnant.
No,
it'll affect his ability to do BJs to get his cheek.
I would give you 9 out of 10 on your comic handling today. You only freaked me out about 10 times in that pile.
Oh, I'm so happy. So I'm pretty pumped now that you told me you think they're worth a lot.
Just a huge pile and just whack on the table to straighten them out. Oh shit! Stop doing that.
Anybody think you're carrying the yellow pages?
Oh man!
That's just reduced the value of my order.
Oh shit!
No, this is at the bottom of the box. I kid. This just happened.
$101.
Let's see.
So that's it for me today.
Good stuff there, Bill.
What do you think of that, Mark?
I loved it. Well, it's right up my street. I loved all those.
That's great. I'm glad you did.
I've got in my PC.
I thought I went and got them out of the car. Even they hadn't even gotten out of the car yet. So, yeah,
those are great. So
I've got so many fucking comics right now. I need to find a way to get rid of some without sacrificing too much of the price I can make. But I think I'm going to have to go the route of Darren and just hunker down and just bag and board them all and get them out there.
Well,
I think bagging, honestly, protecting them is critical, Bill, because whatever you choose to do with them, if they're not protected, then two things. First of all, they might get damaged along the way, which reduces their value. But secondly, people, if they go to auction of any variety, as any groups or whatever, people don't pay as much for comics that appear to be damaged. Now that those don't appear to be damaged, but not protecting them, the random person looking at, if you had two identical lots of comics, one of them bagged and boarded and the other one not, you would assign in your brain more value to the ones that are bagged and boarded.
Well, of course. Just
So
like you would if they were slabbed.
Right. So therefore, to get the best price of money, make them look great by bagging and boarding them. So it protects them, and not only does it protect them, it also makes them look more valuable in the first place.
Right. I agree.
Plus, then you'll know what you've got. You can sort it alphabetically and so on, and then you just be able to. It's so much easier to curate your collection. Future handling as well.
How early is that one?
1959.
No, what number?
Number 11.
Oh wow, that's early.
Very early.
This is August 1959. 10 years before I was born.
My birthday.
You know what's weird though is I thought Lois Lane started later or earlier than that.
We did it in Showcase.
No.
Showcase number 10 was 1956, wasn't it?
Yeah. Sold that one already. But I'm trying to think of any really good ones I've come across in the last week that I hadn't seen before. It's crazy what I have left. I mean, it really is. I don't know. I don't know. I've got to figure out something.
What you mean in terms of getting on top of the collection?
Yeah, and you know, I you know what I think I really need to do? I think I just need to hunker down and figure out all the stuff I'm going to keep, because it's a relatively small percentage, you know, but I'm going to keep the really good stuff. Because there's absolutely no reason for me to have to sell the ones I don't want to sell, you know, because I'm doing so well on the other ones. And I thought about it the other day. I'm like, why would I want to sell any of the really good ones, you know, left?
Don't.
No.
If you don't need to.
No. And you know, I've done well already. You guys have an idea what I've made so far. You know, I tell you guys pretty much everything. But you know, I still have, you know, I'm guessing, and I know I say this a lot, but I'm guessing I still have 90% that I haven't even addressed yet.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's so many, and you know, I also am kind of revising how many. I think I've gotten a lot more than 7,000, which was originally what I thought I'd gotten. I'm thinking it might be closer to maybe 15 now, because I mean, you've seen. I mean, let me just quickly show. I mean, you've seen it before, but just to get an idea of the largeness of this. All of these,
You're not cheering up Darren.
And then,
Darren,
no, I'm fine. I'm over it.
You see, Darren's head is going redder and redder. It's about to explode.
No, I'm over it. It's up to Bill what he wants to do with his comics.
Bill, have you got it all now?
No. Still another 15 to 20% left.
Okay, all right.
But do you guys have any idea how many thousands that could be? It's a lot.
Well, it's a lot. Yeah, no, it's a load, especially if it's the same quality of what you've already had.
Yeah.
And it will be.
Yeah. So, you know, I am thinking more and more about starting my own business, but
I'll tell you what I would do, Bill, if I was you. Right, you've got a load of value there, real significant value. I mean, you know from what you've sold already, some of the value you've got. There's a lot of work there. I would actually hire somebody for a 3.
Well, I've had Alex bag and board the vast majority of them.
Okay.
That I've had bagged and boarded.
Yeah. So I would have somebody for 3 to 6 months bagging and boarding and cataloging
and fly him over
and listing what you've got. So you've got them all organized, bagging, boarding, putting them, cataloging, filing them correctly in an order so they're all organized. And pay somebody a decent amount of money. It might cost you $20,000-$30,000, but I think it'll pay off because
of course
you'll get
I agree.
You don't have to do it all, because if you're gonna, if it won't, Bill, it's just not going to happen if you have to do it. So pay somebody to do it who's ideally hire somebody who's anally retentive. And
Alex is that. So
right. Well, there you go. So but he also works for Phil, doesn't he?
Yeah, but that's not a conflict of interest because he was doing it for me before he started working for us.
Okay. So I'd just say set a task and say this is how many you need to do. I'll pay you this much, or you pay him on a piece rate and you're saying I'll pay you so much per 200 or 200 comics, or just say I'll pay you so much to do this. So there's $20,000 here, and you get it as when you've done it all, you get 20,000. When you've done half, you get 10.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Well, guys, I'm gonna have to sign off early.
I think that's a great idea, Bill. By the way,
I do too. Thank you, Mark. Thank you for all y'all's input. But I'm gonna have to sign off. But I want to say thank you, guys. Thank you for letting me have the bully pulpit for most of the show so far. And I'll see you guys next week.
See you later, dude.
Yeah.
Bye, pals. See you guys.
It's great.
No.
Darren knows about these two books. I ordered these on Saturday, and they came through on Sunday morning. Royal Mail. They weren't a carrier. I couldn't believe. But
Sunday started doing Royal Mail started doing Sunday deliveries now. It's a new thing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
But I couldn't believe. But he posted them on Saturday. I bought them Saturday morning. He posted them Saturday afternoon, and I got them Sunday morning.
Yeah, they're really complicated stuff, but they do all sorts of stuff they never did before now. So
those are nice.
Yeah.
They are nice. Yeah. Are they in the grade described? I'm sure they are.
Yeah, they were. One of them. Not this one, but this one. This looks like I just walked down the shop and bought it off the rack.
Yeah.
And then the only blemish on this one is the very, very, very corner. But I don't think that. I think that is something that happened to the book when it was printed. I don't think it's got anything to do with being mistreated. It honestly don't look as though they've ever been read.
No.
Phenomenal.
No, you can tell them when they're like
they're
that.
Near mint. They're not very fine. They're near mint then.
Yeah. They're lovely. Say they're lovely copies. But no, so I couldn't believe it when they come through. In the doormat. And it was these.
My copies of those are obviously read. You can see they've been read a number of times. Not only have my copies of those been read, they've also been used as doorstops at one point or other.
Yeah, and coffee mats.
So I've got just finished paying Darren for a few of the books, and this say he'll be sending me issue 220. So I'll have virtually everything from I will have then everything from 214, I think it is, to the present. This finished in 350, didn't it? Issue 350. So I'll have 214 and 350. But I've got volume 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 of Flash anyway. But it'd be nice to get all those spaces done. I'm not going back. I'm only going back as far as 164 because I've got all the Silver Age compendiums, and I can't see the point in going back any further. When you've got the stories already. And so I'm supposed to be getting rid of books, not getting more. So I'm hoping I fill the gaps. I need about 40 left, which I'm sure Darren will help me with.
Yeah, I'm going 150 to the end of the run on Flash.
Yeah.
I'm down to about 10, I think. I think I need about 10.
Yeah, I've got to say I got those Silver Age things, so they've got the 4 showcases in it, and from 105 to 163, I think 163. So I'm going from 164 to the present. So I need about 40.
15 I need. 15 more.
Mark, have you got anything interesting to show us?
No, I've got some stuff. It's just stuff that I'm running whatnot shows. I'm trying to clear stock at the moment. I've got too much. I've got too many comics, so I'm running afternoon whatnot shows all this week. They're going okay.
No way.
Yeah, I thought because when I did them in the past, you got about 5 people on who only wanted to pay 50p a comic, and you were on for an hour and you'd sold £3 worth of comics.
Yeah.
So I gave up doing it. And so I thought, I saw there was a couple of people on the afternoon. Fantasy Road is he was on. So I thought, and I looked like, and 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, nobody on. So I thought, I'll give it a go. So I put a thing up saying I was doing a clearance sale. And I've run 3 of them so far. And I cleared £300, which is okay. And it's all the stuff I want to clear. It's the stuff that's just taking up room. I've got Spider-Man sets that, I bought them in an auction 18 months ago for 50p a comic, and they're sitting around gathering dust and taking up space, and all that type of stuff I'm trying to flog. And I'm doing reasonably well on it. I've got, I had about 25, 26 people in this afternoon.
That is crazy numbers.
Yeah, I know. So,
wow. Is that like a lot of people who followed you then? So
yeah, there are some who follow me because you do, after you do whatnot for it, but they're not all available in the afternoon because usually my big show is usually a Thursday night. So you don't expect those people to be around on a Tuesday afternoon at 2:30.
Yeah.
But some of them were, and one of the main guys was off on holiday, and he just happened to be around. So anyway, but there's quite a lot of new buyers as well. There's one new buyer who's bought quite a lot of stuff. So that's going quite well, and I've cleared. I mean, it's £300, but it's actually a lot of comics because I'm selling them relatively cheap. Stuff like it's sort of Spider-Man from 1990s. Which I'm flogging at £1, £2.
You mean the McFarlane run?
No, not the McFarlane one. It's not even the McFarlane ones. It's
Peter Parker Spider-Man.
Yeah, Peter Parker Spider-Man. From 1990s. Nobody. So if I can flog those for £1 or £2 each, just clears them out. So that's going again. But here's just some of the. So I've just got some boxes that I've been. But some of the stuff is quite nice. We've got some Tops comics, Xena and
Hercules
getting married. These are not expensive comics, but they're just.
I've got the art version of that one. I haven't got the photograph. Have you sold that already? Have you, Mark?
No, I haven't sold it. No.
How much do you want for it?
£3.
Yeah, okay. I'll have that.
That one.
Yeah.
I've
got the
you've got the art one, not the.
I didn't know there was a photograph one, to be honest.
Yeah. This is Terry's stuff again, but this sort of stuff. Yeah,
I'm taking Terry's pension for the next 4 years because
I know you are. Yeah, no,
they're getting quick before I show him them.
Search for Spock. Now this was interesting. I've got 2 copies of this, and one of them has got
35 pence on it.
Yeah,
the one I've got's got 35 pence on. Yeah.
No, the 35 pence is a sticker.
Yes, what I'm saying. That's what I meant. That's what I'm saying.
I have a 35 pence sticker on it, and I took it off. Underneath it, it's got $1.50, Canada 1.75, UK 60p. But I've also got a copy of this that doesn't have the 3 price points. It just says $1.50. Are you with me? So there's obviously was a copy just for the US, and there was obviously a copy for the international markets.
Yeah.
And this did have a 35p sticker on it.
It's weird. It's got a 35% sticker when it says 60 pence anyway. That's weird, isn't it?
I read something about that as well. I read something only in the last week about the reason that some of the price stickers went on in the UK was something happened. I can't remember what the thing was that happened.
Yeah, but
it was return sales or something or what, I don't know.
The increase, not a reduction.
I know. So this is really nice. Classics Illustrated. All right. So Darren knows about Classics Illustrated. This is one of the few Classics Illustrated I've ever found that's worth some money.
That looks mega modern.
This is from this is the first edition from 1951 of Midsummer Night's Dream.
That's in really good nick.
It's in really good condition. I valued it at 30 quid, and it's one of the few classics illustrated that I've got that's ever been worth any money. Really nice, and it's really well done as well. I've read it. I really like Midsummer Night's Dream, and they do a really good job. They do a really good job. You know, they actually, you know, have the same. You know, they have all the famous speeches and all the famous dialogue and everything. Yeah.
Is the donkey bloke called Puck?
The donkey bloke is called Puck. Yes. What is the fairy queen called?
Why is it worth the money? Is it because it's William Shakespeare, or is it because it's the first classic?
Ariel.
Titania.
Oh, bollocks.
Titania. It's Titania. Right.
So the reason it's worth more money is it's the first edition. So a lot of the classics illustrated are reprinted. Yeah. This is the first printing.
I thought they were bigger than that as well. I thought they were magazine size.
No.
They are slightly bigger than Marvel's.
Yeah.
Or DC's.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is a Golden Age bag and board. So
yeah, I reckon so, yeah.
So it's a really nice cover as well. I just think they've done a good job on the cover.
I bought 3,000 Golden Age bags and boards.
You've got 3,000.
I bought them specially for the Dobson lot, and Classics Illustrated was part of that.
Yeah, yeah. So I quite like that. I think I'm keeping that for the PC. This one's nice. This is Beware the Cause of the Cat. So this was interesting. They decided to do a comic. They were trying to aim at the female market. I think Marie Severin does this.
They gave out after 3 issues, didn't they?
They gave up after 3, yes. And of course, the character becomes Tigra.
Does it really? I did not know that, but it makes
sense. Greer Nelson, I think her name is.
That's right.
Is it Greer Nelson? Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, she becomes Tigra, and the costume is taken over by Hellcat.
Yeah,
is that it only lasted 3 issues because DC had a go at them?
No, I don't think so. I just don't think it worked. You know,
I don't think they really stuff. I think I heard that the writers weren't really into it because the blokes didn't want to make a female character or something silly like that. You know what I mean? Sure, I heard there was some kind of, and the woman was
doing it. So they didn't like female writers.
Yeah,
well, I know nothing about this. I'm hoping you guys can tell me anything about this.
Power Lord.
Power Lord. It's got to be some toy tie in it.
Nobody know anything about it?
I guess it's a toy tie-in.
Yeah, 12-issue series, I think, or 4 issues or something like that.
Strong in Mayhem International TM. Oh, I think you're right. I think it is a toy tie-in. Because it says at the bottom, Strong in Mayhem International TM.
A mini-series published in conjunction with an action figure and toy line from Revell.
Right. Okay, there you go. Thank you, great. This is a really weird series that came out from DC. I quite like it. Angel.
Only three issues.
What, 3 issues of Power Lords?
Yeah.
Yeah, another one that didn't really work.
No. Well, I suppose it might have sold a few toys.
This one was.
I remember that. Angel Love, was that? Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, Angel Love. Yeah.
So that one was the one with the advert where she's going cocaine in the advert that he was in the comic book coming up before it was sold, wasn't it?
Yes.
Well, that was in the advert. Yeah.
I nearly sold this for £3 this afternoon.
Oh dear! You should have done that.
No, and it's actually the newsstand. This newsstand version came in 2 formats with the half page. This is a fold back half page thing.
Yeah.
And without, and this is rarer. CGC 9.8 of this, and this is probably a 9. This is a really high grade. Sells for $200.
Wow!
I'm glad nobody bought this for £3.
And what's the reason? Just the rarity?
I think it's because it's 19. It's 19. It's
Superman, isn't it?
93. Okay, so newsstand is down to less than 5% of the print run. So that makes it much rarer. Plus, there were 2 versions with and without the half-page pullout.
Right.
And I think the half-page pullout one was rarer. So you've not only got you're down to 10%, you've also got a percentage of 10%.
I don't know what's
the issue number?
Issue number 70.
I don't think mine. I have got that, but I don't think it's a newsstand.
No.
Oh, that black quick Doctor Who.
So if you're selling that for £3, Darren, I'll buy it.
Messy.
Well, I tell you what, there is one on the shop, but it's not the newsstand, and it is £3. And it's got the red.
Mine is the newsstand.
Yours is the newsstand.
Well, I bought is the newsstand.
Well, it's worth a few quid then, Terry. Don't sell it for £3.
No, I won't be selling it anyway. Because I mean, the only reason I've got that is because obviously it's the tie-in with the Superman titles.
Yeah.
I would have got that from My Life Comics.
Yeah.
I'd have bought that from him. But that was before he started charging stupid prices. I probably bought that for about $5 or $6, I expect, if that.
I think I showed some DC Comics Presents last week, but this one was missing because it was in a different box.
Oh, that's the one. That's the big one, isn't it? One of the money ones.
That's one of the money ones, yeah. So that's first appearance of Superboy Prime.
Yeah. Did he price it up yet?
Yeah. I think this is quite good shape. I've got it as a very fine, an 8.0, and about 10 to 15 quid.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll buy it.
If you want it, I can bring it along to. Well, I'm not at the next London Comic Mart, but
no, we'll do well for you there. It might be a couple of months yet.
Yeah, it will be. This is another one. I had no idea about it. I know nothing about this character, and I got three of these Helenas, and I was just going to put them up this afternoon for £3 each. I went on to eBay. This was selling for 70 quid.
Wow, what company is that? What's the company
Lightning
called?
Comics.
Lightning.
I recognise the name.
Did you look it up? Is it worth it, or was someone just chancing their arm?
I think there was a bit of chancing, but I do think it's worth about 30.
Oh.
Kiss of Death. Kiss of Death #1.
Yeah, have you got it?
Lightning Comics. Well, that's pretty funny. I do have a copy of it, and it's on the shop right now for £1.
Right. Well, I'll buy it.
It's only very good condition though.
Oh, it's a BG. This is a near mint.
There's quite a lot of Helena on there, but a different one. A lot of nude cover variants as well.
They're actually quite expensive. Some of these virtually. I didn't even find one of these.
A lot of them are saying they're Boundless comics. Oh, there. Then it goes into Lightning Comics is the early ones. Boundless are like the 2017 kind of era.
That was like a Campbell cover, didn't it?
I couldn't even find a copy of this. Helena Genesis #1. It was a Google whack, you know.
Helena Genesis
#1 eBay whack.
Helena Genesis, I'm seeing for $6 on.
Okay, right, okay. #1. So those are quite interesting.
You just never know those little ones, do you? Like
no,
exactly. Sometimes.
From 1967.
Oh yeah, Black Hawk.
Nice Black Hawk in decent grade. Actually, I think this is a fine plus. Nice. I don't know if I've shown.
They're all mad as a box of frogs. Them Black Hawk bloody War comic books.
They are. This is Bob Powell reprints. So it's Golden Age Bob Powell reprints. Quite nice.
Yeah, Black Hawk wasn't originally DC, was it?
Yeah, quality.
Yeah, quality.
I think.
They started. He started the numbering up from quality, didn't they?
Yeah, possibly. It was sort of, I think they were more serious with quality. There's actually war books, but then later on he gets a team full of like people from all different countries, and like there's all these like stereotypical accents and from each character. They even had a blinking a hawk that they could get to do tricks and stuff, and I think they had a monkey as well. I can't remember now, like a monkey. Yeah, it's crazy.
They were Chinese. It wasn't a Japanese character, wasn't
Yeah, Chop Chop. I think it was called Chop Chop.
Yes,
Chinese kid.
Yeah.
It's very
really
dark.
politically correct.
And then it got even dafter when they gave them all superpower names, like in superpower costumes. And then one guy, I think it was called the Listener, and he had loads of ears on his costume. I don't know why. He had good hearing or so. I haven't quite got the gist of that, but it was all very, very daft all the way through.
The Resurrection Man. I mean, I enjoyed that all the way up until they started making him a proper superhero.
First Gru, that one?
That is the first appearance of Gru, yes. Steve Gerber, 1982. So this is a big key.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
We're selling that for £3.
I'm not selling that for £3. I actually have. This is a duplicate.
Got that in an auction lot. I remember that.
Yeah, I did get it in an auction lot. This is a duplicate. I do have 2 of these.
I'll trade it with you for my Savage Dragon Destroyer duck.
You mean this one?
Yeah. Oh, maybe not then. I take it that one's not worth quite as much as the other one. No?
It's not worth as much as the other one. No.
It's got Destroyer duck in it. I don't see what difference is.
This is worth about £5.
Is that the original Savage Dragon, or is that his son?
That's the original
this
one.
will be the original because of the date.
Yeah. Because
Mm.
all their characters are in real time, aren't they? They age.
So I stopped reading it after about 50 or something, Savage Dragon, but I did like that for a fair while, Savage Dragon. It was quite good.
And Destroyed Duck number 2, which you don't see very often. It's obviously worth a heck of a lot less than Destroyed Duck 1.
That's what he created when he lost Howard the Duck, wasn't he?
It's certainly full, isn't it? Their cover. It's full up.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And then a couple of Spideys in a really nice grade. This is number 77 in a very fine minus.
With a shilling. Nice. Nice to see the old money.
That top staple, Rusty, Mark.
Is the top staple rusty? No.
Just looked a bit darker, that's all. That's why I thought.
No, it's not rusty.
I thought it was used to own it.
Actually, it's in really good condition.
Yeah, good.
And number 76, classic lizard cover.
September 1969, I believe.
You're correct. Well, it's 1969. I haven't put the month down. Is this a birthday book, Grace? Right?
Yeah, I believe it's my birthday book.
Have you got it?
Yeah. I was still looking for the Billy the Kid one from September 1969. I've got a coverless version of it.
Billy the Kid, I will have multiple copies of that.
Yeah, Karen must have 6 or 7 of those.
But it's going to be about 4 years before you go through them cowboy books, Darren. You know it is. There's going to be right at the bottom of the list.
He's never going to go through the cowboy books because he'll acquire more. He loves Marvel. So
I can't put up much of a fight, to be honest. So
right. If you just sort out all the Billy the Kids, if you got one from September 1969, you can sell it to me, and you haven't got a blinking bag and baldy 30 years
time, somebody will be going to Karen's house and going, what's this spoonful of here? And there will be cobwebs and dust, and they'll be breaking through, and it'll be full of cowboy comics that he's never got around to processing.
It'll be the Frank Dobson collection, untouched by me. So
I wonder if it's worth doing like a special sale for them or something, or like posting them around Facebook pages. Any cowboy comic fans, I've got a huge stack.
God.
Let me know what you need.
I saw Sheffield Comics were at it again the other day, Darren.
Were they?
Yeah, exactly. And all the normal stuff. 200 or 300 comics, and they were displaying. It's the same guy. I'm sure it's the setup. The same guy must do the photographs for them.
I'm 100. Tempest says one of his mates, I think.
It's one of his mates, is it?
I think.
You can always go down to Darren for a holiday for a fortnight and sort them out yourself.
Yeah. I'm sure Tempest said when I told the story.
Yeah.
He said something like, "I've got a mate who does that."
Right.
And so it wasn't a my mate does it. It was a I've got a mate who does that. But so I'm making a link that might not be a true link.
Right. He might have said his mate buys off him or something like that. I can't remember now. I do recall something being said.
It's a good model, you know, to shift comics fast and keep the best ones, sell the best ones one by one on eBay or wherever, and just dump the rest through with a bit of finessing with the show the good stuff. And the auction house does well, the seller does well, and it moves the comics fast. So not a bad model at all.
Not ethically,
not
ethically, no. Yeah, not
the buyer will not be overall happy, like I wasn't when I did my purchase from Sheffield Comics.
Yeah,
3 years ago.
Yeah.
How badly was it? How bad was it that
I bought? I must have bought. I had an absolute car full, and I think I bought just loads and loads. I'm still shifting a load of the crap already. Still. So it wasn't good.
And when they're all missing pages.
No, there was maybe 20 out of the whole car full. There was maybe 20 or 30 which were worth something. The ones that they'd shown at the top of the packs, but the rest was just 90s rubbish. And
they know what they're doing. Stick a few 60s and 70s ones in there, make it look like the whole box is that, and then just.
But what they do, right, is they kind of show a box, a short box. And you can see that the short box is full of comics, right?
Yeah.
But they've took 10 or 20 comics out and stood them up around the box and laid them on the floor. And those 20 comics are like fucking, I don't know, Fantastic Four 60s, Amazing Spider-Man 30 or whatever.
Astonish 50, that type of thing.
So you're thinking, wow, a short box full of 1960s Marvel and DC. This is worth a fortune. So a lot of people don't go to view in person, so they don't know what's in the box. They're gambling. And I would do it. Mark's done it, but so many other people will do it. And so they'll way overpay £4 or £5 on average an issue. And what arrives is those 20 comics that had value laid out, and then a bunch of indies from the 90s or something like that.
Imagine if you've got two people bidding on it, two people who've seen them will think, oh yeah.
Oh, you do? You get more than two. There's plenty of people who are willing to take a gamble. There's an endless supply of people because they've been doing it for yonks. They've been doing it for absolutely yonks, and it still achieves a price that is like crazy for what they're actually buying.
Yeah, but for me it was once bitten, twice shy, so I've never been back. They don't get any repeat customers of it, I shouldn't imagine.
Well, when I went there, Mark, I went through every single box. There was loads and loads of boxes in the auction, and I just turned because the sale was going to be the following day. I spent 2 hours looking at every box, and I just turned around and walked out. And I told them what I thought of them on the way out, in a not sweary way, in a helpful way.
Yeah,
but I told them that what they were doing was ethically wrong.
Yeah, but they kind of like put the impression out that they don't know what they're doing, so they put in some like marvelous looking books for a cheap price. You think, they don't know what they've got. They know exactly what they've got, and they're fooling the people who think they don't know what they've got. You know what I mean?
I don't actually think it's the auction house that are doing that. I think it's the guy who's putting it through the auction house who takes the photographs and gives them to them and says, this is what you need to put up.
Yeah.
Which they'll like even more because they don't have to do any work.
I don't know, because I don't know. You might be right, Mark, but I'm just wondering if they're all on this, whether you can see like the number of the sticker of the lot number or anything in the photos, because that would mean that they'd already been lotted up while they're there. But either way, it's unethical. And thank God we've all cracked the case and we're not throwing money at it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what else is there to do? Are you getting tired, or do you want to see some stuff?
Now let's have a look at
Yeah,
a Darren.
Go for half hour if you want.
I've got the DC. You know, got 3 boxes of DC from that collection.
Yeah.
That's the one that I've got beside me. If you want to see some more of that.
Yeah.
Right, off we go then. So I'll just rattle through it, and you just chat about whatever you want on the way through.
Ooh.
Oh, what number's that?
Number 2.
Number 2?
That is number 2. No, it was 8-page giant number 2, as in Superman. 8-page giant was number 1.
Yeah, it's a giant. Okay, that's cool.
Yes, it's an 80-page giant, not Jimmy Olsen.
It's a bit rough.
But it's also missing the back cover.
There you go.
At least missing the back cover, because that looks like it's probably the start
of the story. So it's missing a lot of pages.
Yeah, it's missing a lot of pages.
I mean, if that's an 8-page story, it's missing it's missing 4 pages.
Oh, not too bad. Look, I've got some of the missing page there. Do you remember that this guy?
That's a lot missing. Yeah.
He had some jumble sale stuff going backwards, but oh, there's the 5p one.
5p Action Comics.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I've got that one.
No, you never ever really find that book in great condition. There's always something wrong with it.
What, the giant?
There's another 5p one.
Yeah. Same with that one. I think it's because it's such a dark cover.
Oh yeah, that one's really beaten up anyway. But
he did look like a spider web there, didn't it?
Ooh.
First special. Yeah.
I put those 2 in the box because I wanted to show you them, but the rest we're just now into his normal stuff now.
That was a new story, wasn't it? That wasn't a reprint. That one.
Well, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a new story. Yeah, it's a new story.
I can't remember.
I think it's a new story. I think Metamorpho finished a while back, and they did that whole first issue special to introduce new characters, and also to bring some more ones back.
Number 1, yeah. That's what I mean. I think they lasted about 12 or 13 issues, I think, didn't it? Karate Kid.
Oh, Mark, you've got these. I know you have.
Yes, but I sold them. I got a really good price. Those were the ones that came from the Rotherham collection.
Yes.
They were in amazing condition. I got a really good price for those.
That Joker number 1 came out around the same time as the Forever People and New Gods, didn't it? So, I remember hanging them on the wall.
Right. Those are nice ones.
Oh, that is nice.
These are nice, Nick. These are ones you must have bought from your newsagent. They're very nice.
That's nice. That's better grade than the ones you've shown us so far.
Oh yeah, I mean this is a chalk and cheese collection where he bought them from the newsagent, they're almost immaculate. Where he bought them from charity shops, they're absolutely trashed.
Yeah.
Those 2 Superman families in
Look
there.
how white and glossy they are, and there's just no flaws, really.
What's the numbers on these?
168.
That's 168, yeah.
Yeah, that's when it continued over from like Jimmy Olsen.
Jimmy Olsen finished 163. The first one was 163.
There's also a set called Superman Family Giant that I'm trying to collect.
That should be about 12. Should be buying that one, really, because that's probably the only other Supergirl appearances I haven't got. But being there in such lovely condition, I expect you want lovely money for them.
Oh yeah.
I don't expect any worse. It looks like a whole bloody run of them.
Yeah, it did. Well, what I found is that if there were 20 issues in a run, he might have between 12 and 15 of them.
I think he went to 212, didn't it? Superman Family. I think he went to issue 212 or something like that.
It was like Lois Lane and Jimmy all rolled into one, wasn't it? That book.
Yeah. I don't think I've had a decent run of these.
That's why Supergirl number 10 finished, isn't it? So, the Supergirl number 10 was the last one because it joined into that.
Yeah.
And then once that finished, she then started appearing in Adventure Comics, didn't she?
Yeah.
It is, as you say, though, a pretty. He doesn't miss many issues, does he, when he gets a run going?
No.
And Jimmy and Lois got stopped having comics really, didn't they? After that, apart from the odd run.
Yeah, that was the silly thing because I mean, when originally with Lois Lane was out selling Batman.
Right.
Back in the Silver Age.
Batman Family #2.
That's reprints. I think the first few issues, about 4 or 5 issues, were reprints, weren't they? And then they had new stories.
Did you say #2? Did you say?
Yeah.
Oh, those are the one. That's the Batman Family Giant that I'm collecting.
That's #3.
Yeah, they're reprints as well, I think.
No, all of them are. There's like the ones I've read. They've got,
the first 4 or 5 issues were reprints, and then they started putting a new story in them.
I see. Right, yeah. The ones I've got is like Batgirl and Robin teaming up on a lot of them.
Yeah, I think after about issue 6 or 7, they started having. That might have been the first one, actually. That might be the first one they had a new story in.
That's Joker's daughter.
Yeah.
Put them Batman Family Giants on my pile. See if he's got what price they are.
Say again, Gray.
The Batman Family Giants. Put them on my pile, and I'll see if I've got the money for them.
What, everything you've seen so far? You mean?
No, not the Supergirl Man family. The Batman Family Giants. 2, 2, 3 was it? You had them 4. Or what numbers you got?
Yeah, it starts at 2, 3, 4, and then 9.
I need all those. I need all those ones.
Yeah, I think number 9 will be a new story, Gray. But the other 2, 3, 4 were reprints. And they were quite recent reprints as well. So you've possibly got them if you've got, your Batman goes back reasonably far.
Right.
Lois 129.
That's a silly cover, that one, because Superman's saying, I can't possibly save both of them. Of course you bloody can. At that time, you could do bloody anything practically. And you can't save one person from quicksand, another one from a snake or whatever it was. It's like,
have you watched Superman Lois TV series, the full season?
No. What channel is it on even? I've not watched any of it.
Some BBC One.
God, these are really nice.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, it's on BBC One, but they're showing it at 11 o'clock at night. But if you've got the thing for streaming, you can watch all of it.
What number's that? I think I've got that one.
132.
I think I've got it.
I think you bought that at the last Mark.
I did get it at the last Mark, yes.
Yeah. Same as I did, yeah.
I haven't got that one. Can you put that on my pile, please?
133.
Got it.
Oh, well.
That's not Jesus. That's lovely, Mark. That is.
Of course it is.
No, there's so many bloody channels, and normally they're on the channels I can't watch.
No. So they were showing it at 11 o'clock at night, but it's streamed, so you can watch all 10 episodes.
I've got that one either. Can you put that on my pile?
I might give that a go.
They've ended it really nicely.
Yeah.
Last season.
Oh, this one's lower grade. 135.
I think I've got it.
That's a great cover. I showed that on Jerk Week for cover slingers. He's basically tied her to a car or something. He's letting her go off a cliff, and he's just saying, "See you later, Lois."
I haven't got that one either. What's going on here? I've got quite a lot of Loises. I haven't got that one either.
Yeah.
I think you needed many of them.
These are nice.
Finish it off.
I thought
I only need that one, by the way, Darren. That last one.
That's the last.
The last. Which one?
That's the last issue.
Lois.
Well, Mark shouted on it. So, are you saying you need it as well?
No, I just wondered what number it was. I think I've got it. Yeah, I've got that one. Yeah, I thought I had.
I haven't got that. You seem to have hit a little streak. I do know there was a streak. What number is it? I think there's a streak in the
137. That one.
Yeah, it's the one streak in the 130s that I haven't got. That's why these are all fitting in. Oh, we stopped Lois now. I'm going to lose.
Yeah, partly because again, when I'm boxing up at someone's house, I don't keep them in runs, so we might hit some more Lois later.
That's why you spend 18 months sorting them out.
Yeah. Oh, look, here we go.
He's good.
That's 108. That's an
I've got that one.
It's not 108. 108.
108.
Oh, it's 106 is the black one, isn't it? The expensive one.
Oh, yeah.
Darren, those Superman
great
ones that you had earlier, could you put them in a pile for me and then just let me know
I do have that one. It's one of my favourites.
The fat ones?
Yeah, the Superman family ones, all the ones with Supergirl in.
Yeah, okay, no problem. Right, let's just
let's know what sort of price you want for them.
Well, I'll check Silver Acre and then I'll make something up.
Okay.
That's all Superman family, I think.
Yeah, they were all decent, weren't they? All decent.
Yeah, they're nice. They're very nice.
That's more money. That's next week's pension gone again.
Yeah, I know.
This is my whatnot show.
Could you do me a favour, Darren? Could you pick up my pile of comics and drop them on the floor a couple of times so I get a better price?
So you can keep, yeah.
Just a gentle stamp on top, just a gentle one.
Can you do a couple of tape polls?
No.
Oh, I don't think I've got that. Is that in the 130s as well? I'm definitely.
That's 114.
I don't.
That's
think
one of the
lady there.
films, I think, as well, isn't it?
Lois.
The art on that lady there reminds me very much of the Wonder Woman art around this era.
That's Lois Lane. That's Lois Lane.
Lois.
That's 70s Lois Lane. You can tell by her costume.
Can you put that on my pile? I don't think I've got it.
Mark,
Lois
that
Lane in Hot
only just scrapes into your
category.
Yeah, I think that's one of
I'll
the
put it there and you can, you know.
I can't remember what issue Rosenthal first appeared in.
I've got that one. Got that one. That one's got a
That's
4.
what she's on.
I love that cover though. That cover's awesome.
Oh wow, this is low grade.
Oh blimey, that is low grade, isn't
I
it?
haven't got that, but I don't want it.
113.
I don't
That's a
need
reading
that
copy. That's a Gray's copy.
one. Two lampposts are used up.
116. But this one's rough.
That's knackered.
What number's that?
116, but it's rough.
Oh, is it bad?
Well,
Great.
it's
Yeah,
definitely
no.
in your category, Gray. It's not in mine.
No, what? 106 is the last one that I need.
I haven't got that one either. This is excellent.
That's
Go for it.
117.
You don't want that one. It's bent.
There is a corner fold there.
Oh, I'm okay with a corner fold.
That's
Yeah.
not the end of the
Fold it
world.
back quick.
Unfold it.
back
Oh,
over.
Mark, how good are you at getting residue off? Because there's a little bit of price sticker residue there.
I'm okay, but I haven't got it, so I'd rather have a middle low grade than a no grade.
It's not
There we
sticky.
go.
I'll give it a clean with immaculate.
Clean.
I haven't got that one either.
And
What's
Lois.
going on there? I thought I'd got a load
Hold
of.
on, there's someone drawing a little mustache.
Superman. Yeah.
Has he got a massive tash?
I think he's got a mustache.
Oh, no, I don't want that. Somebody's drawn a moustache on him. I don't like
Oh,
that.
that's sad. That's Superman in disguise.
That's reminiscent of Action Comics 397. That cover.
That's the
Oh, that's a
Mexican
great
variant.
cover.
Mark.
I've got that one.
That one was the Mexican variant.
yeah, the Mexican was a
Oh,
good
it's the
Mexican.
foreign Mexican variant. I'll pay 4 times as much for that then. Another great cover. I've got it.
Yeah.
These are nice. I don't know if I've ever had these Loises before.
They'll sell. Lois sells. I've got that one. Another good
What number's this one?
1, 2,
Bondage
4.
cover.
Hello,
Lois.
mate. How are you doing?
Yeah, as soon as you put those Loises up, they'll go, Darren, if you price them right.
Well, I have. I've
just
sold
got
out
that
of
one.
Lois and Jimmy,
Yeah.
but it did take a lot of discount on the Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy doesn't sell as well as Lois. I haven't got that one either. Could you put that on my pile, please?
God, this is crazy.
That's one lucky clown.
I'm never going to get my bloody shop organised with you lot.
I think I've got that one. I recognise the shark half of it. I've definitely got that one.
Poor Lois.
Poor Lois.
She was all right.
I'm
next
up to a
to
real beaten up one now, so we're back to jumbo sale. Do you need any action comics in this area, Gray?
Yeah, I think I've got that one though. Is he saying if he breaks the public, it's gonna blow up or something? Doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got that one.
If you try to remove the bomb, poof.
Yeah, something like that.
Neil Adams.
Homicide. I might need that
Neil
one.
Adams.
That is definitely a grey. That is definitely a grey man comic.
Yeah, Hang it on my pile and I'll see if I need it.
You want it on your pile? Excellent.
Yeah, and I'll see if I need it. I think I might do. I don't recognise it offhand, but I've got
this
that
one's got
that is really bad. That is definitely a Grey Man comic.
Got some paint on it as well. Now I'm pretty sure I've got that one.
That's the painter variant.
Do you know what these things do sell though? Because
Jackson Pollock paint. That's the Jackson Pollock variant.
I think I might put that on my pile as well, mate.
Is that this one on your pile as well, right?
Yeah, I think I might need that one.
What I found is that people either collect very high grade or very low grade, but not so much in the middle.
That's me.
I'm the middle
guy. I have some high grade stuff, but I prefer mine from 3 to 6.
Have you worn out the granddaughter, Kyle, or has she worn you out?
They've all worn me out, but the mama's home, but Nini's still inside. So I came outside for a cigarette and a breather. 2 hours. They knocked the living shit out of me in 2 hours because it was both grandbabies.
Put it on my pile. I'll check it out. Please.
The little guy was full of energy today, so Papa got knocked out of any energy he had.
Yeah.
Pressed into service a half hour before the show came on, so
basically
I was going to try and chime in while we were driving over.
Voodoo, are you thinking cover slingers?
Yeah, I did a voodoo one. I can't remember now. I'm sure I did a voodoo one on the Slinger's Choice.
It's funny, really. We see those covers; they feel like new to me, and yet they're like nearly 700 issues old.
Yeah, exactly. And you look at them, you've never seen them before, and you think, "Oh, I quite like that."
Put that last one on as well. Both these actually. Put both these on, and I'll check if I need.
There's always a lot of bondage in these ones.
Put it on there, and we'll see.
I just went to check my pocket for my phone.
Ain't cheap enough.
That was a senior moment.
Yeah, Kyle, you're on your phone now.
Yeah, I'm on my phone. It's in my hand and in my face.
You'll be asking where your glasses are next.
Carl, were you watching the show?
Isn't
Bill?
No, he's been looking up the baby.
I peeked in for a split second. Saw that Bill was on, but I was going to try and link up, but it got too chaotic again. So, I saw that Bill landed some kind of stupid collection again.
Popeye.
First appearance of Popeye.
Oh, he was showing loads of independence from his. They were fantastic.
Question is, first appearance of Popeye, how?
First appearance of Popeye.
Did he have the linen book like the ones I traded Alan to?
You sold Alan that one, or traded Alan the first one.
Did he have King Comics #1?
It was before that, though, wasn't it? Oof. Wasn't there one? You gave him one. Must have given him one before, because I'm sure he.
Wow! Look at the
he was in 2 issues of which, again, mine went to Alan. Issue #2 of. Oh God, maybe it was called King Feature Syndicate.
Yeah, I think that rings a bell. Yeah.
And I traded that. Mark's made up in Canada, Alan, the 1937 and 38.
Yeah, he's a big Popeye collector.
Yeah,
and large feature.
Yeah, I remember him speaking on his channel when he was trying to find the first appearance, because he 3 or 4 before he finally realised which one was the first one, didn't he?
Yeah, it's like large feature 2 and 10 are early comic book appearances. Of course, he first appeared in 1919 in the newspaper.
Yeah. But Olive Oil appeared 10 years before that, didn't she?
In the newspaper, no, that they were created in the 1919 newspaper strip. What else did Seeger do before he launched Popeye?
Well, Carl, I was watching one of the a YouTube channel where they was talking about the history behind all of that, and Olive Oil and her father were created 10 years before Popeye.
Fun one, that one.
She couldn't have
You
been.
want that one, Gray?
Elsie Seeger wasn't doing Elsie Seeger wasn't doing comics
Showed the newspaper
in 1909.
Yeah, she actually showed the newspaper strip. As I say, and she appeared 10 years before. Her and her father, who you never saw afterwards anyway, appeared 10 years before.
You have me stupefied because that's 1909.
Well, as I say, I'm only going by what I watched, because I was surprised when I saw that, because I thought Popeye was around at the same time. But
be careful, Terry. We might have to make you the new Kyle. So
no, I'm only going because I've watched that particular thing. I wouldn't tread on anybody's toes. I was only just going by what I was watching.
Elsie Seeger didn't start doing comics until the Charlie Chaplin books in 1917. He did Popeye in the newspapers and Thimble Theater. Thimble Theater started in 1919, and Popeye was his first creation.
I'm going to have to fact check here. First appearance of Olive Oil.
Yeah.
Thimble Theater wasn't a thing before 1919. Elsie Seeger wasn't even in comics in 1909.
Darren, so I'm not bagging too many of them.
No worries, dude.
The appearance of Olive Oil was from the comic strip Thimble Theatre on December the 19th, 1999.
1919.
1919, yeah.
I told you.
And when was Popeye?
Thimble Theater in 1919.
Same one.
It's the same one. Popeye came out with the same one.
I was thinking about what that YouTube channel, they showed the strip as well. And
was it just an earlier
cartoon character created by E.C. Seeger in 1919 for his comic strip Thimble Theatre?
I told you. I just got a deal on a $300 Elsie Seeger book.
It wasn't disputed. I was just going by the YouTube thing that was on there, and that's what they was talking about.
Well, they were obviously wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very wrong.
Yeah,
I used to have the first 3 appearances of Popeye in comics, but I traded them away.
Maybe it was based on Bullseye that came out a few months before or something.
There you go. Oh, I told you what happened with that.
It might have been the same thing with Olive Oil.
Yeah. No, but E.C. Seeger did his first assignment was to help with the Chaplin books, the 5 Chaplin books in 1917. And I just got a killer deal on one of them that I might actually be able to get. The cheapest you'll ever find them is $300, and I might be able to get one for $60 shipped.
I suspect, Terry, the guy saying this is a character that was similar to this character.
Yeah, more than likely.
So in other words, it was a character that wasn't by E.C. Seeger, but he suspects was based, Olive Oil was based on.
Yeah.
Again, American newspaper comic strips pre-1910 are all but non-existent. So 10 years before Popeye, they're all but non-existent.
Oh, hang on, that is the dodgy one.
It's the infamous cover.
That is the dodgy cover there.
Mutt and Jeff, you're talking about like the Mutt and Jeff strips and stuff like that.
That's a very fine.
Or
no, I don't mean very dodgy in terms of condition.
I know.
Like Foxy Grandpa was one that was out back then, but there's nobody in Foxy Grandpa from like 1905, 1909. Buster Brown. Yeah. I'm sorry, but if I would have been on that chat and that particular YouTube show, I'd have picked those people apart because that's my specialty.
Now, why has he got 2 of them? This is a long Action Comics run, isn't it?
Yeah,
Action Comics is a long run, mate.
No, what I'm sort of saying is that you can tell when he started and finished collecting from his.
Was this during this phase where it was weekly?
No, it isn't.
They haven't got to that.
That's much later. It's a shame he hasn't got Batman for this exact same length of time in the same condition.
Yeah, I know. He'd be worth a lot more.
Although I'll tell you what, if I've really got my fingers crossed for the James Gunn universe and the Superman film, because
I've got
really
Supermans.
Oh, we're going now. We're on to something else.
Oh yeah, brave and bold.
Haley, you want to be on TV?
Does anyone watch the new Captain America film yet?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Any good?
Right. So me and my comic pal.
I've yet to hear anybody have a good word about it.
We liked it. It's a different pace than the usual MCU. It's a gentler, softer, more talking, more plot. Not as much action.
The one kind of thing.
And a little bit more predictable. So it's still good, but it wouldn't be in my top 10 of Marvels.
That's a great
Would it be in your
cover,
bottom
that one.
10?
Say again, Mark.
Would it be in your bottom 10?
Well, if there's 30 of them, it probably would just sneak in about, probably, yeah.
Right, next hangout, I want you to order all of the Marvel films and to go through them with us.
What you mean, to rate them?
Yeah, we want to hear your full rating.
Ragnarok's number 1, I think.
All right. I would have thought Love and Hammers would have been your favourite.
Love and Hammers is definitely towards the bottom end.
Having fun doing it, having fun.
It's probably about 15th from bottom for me, that one.
It was just like a prolonged Guns N' Roses music video, wasn't it?
Got some fat ones now.
Sergeant Rock is gonna...
Are these numbers going up or down on this lot of
that's 117. The next one is 116, so we're going down.
Okay.
Tell me when you get to 96.
96, is it?
Number 18.
I've got a box downstairs of Brave and the Bold. I might have. It is one full long box, I think, and I think it's Brave and the Bold. Yeah.
That'd be crazy if there's old ones.
4 issues of Brave and the Bold. So if you've got a box with Brave and the Bold 10 to 20 in it, then
I might not have them that old. How old would that? What year would that be, Mark?
You're back to sort of 1958.
Oh, no chance then. No chance. If you'd have said 65, I might have said
no, before then.
They're all. I mean, they never came over here until November '59, did they?
That was 110 we just did. This is 109.
I've got 2 of those. One in my Brave and the Bold box and one in my Demon box.
Oh, there you go. You see, multitasking.
Was that done on purpose?
We were talking last week about comics is just about money, blah blah blah. I was just thinking to myself, when I first started buying comics when I was 9 years old, there was no way they were about money then, were they? You know what I mean? It's just a stupid argument he comes up with. He just does my head in. It's like the Trump school of arguments.
No, this is I don't at all. This is exactly as they came out of the collection I bought, and they are shiny as hell.
They are shiny. What have you done with them?
You see, there's very little. There's very little in terms of marks on the cover as well.
It might not be out of the box that much.
The ones that he bought from the newsagent, I mean, they're really, really nice.
Superboy now.
What number's that one?
19.
219.
Mike Grell cover. Most of them were Mike Grell covers back then.
217. So we're going down again in these numbers.
You didn't have 218 now?
No, I think that was probably one he missed. Unless it pops up in a minute, but that's 216.
The first
that
appearance.
The worst costume ever.
Yeah, well, the thing when it was there was the 70s, wasn't it?
Oh, wow. Superboy number 2.
Yeah.
Oh, is it cut off or something?
Is that slightly trimmed?
That's a real bad cut. That's a very short. You know what? Let me just check that it's not a trimmer. Ooh, I tell you what.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is, but look at the difference in size. If I line up the other spine, look at that.
Oh, it might be trimmed.
That's got to be an error, though. Surely it's got an error. No one would bother trimming that.
Jammed in the machine. By the looks of it, and got sliced.
That is a major difference in size.
That's the difference between a Bronze Age and a Silver Age, there.
Let me just right. So if I line them up exactly like that, wow. Okay, look at this. This is amazing. The spines are lined up. Look at the top, almost lined up down there. Look at the bottom.
We're not at the change from Bronze Age to Silver Age to Bronze Age, are we?
No, they're only two numbers different, isn't it?
It's between number 215 and 216, and 215 is the shorter one. Let's just have a look at the next issue along, 214.
1972, isn't it? Around there.
Right, so 214 is the same size as 216, and 215 is just significantly shorter at the top, but almost the same at the bottom. It's a misaligned cut.
Okay, it's not misaligned. It's been badly guillotined. If you look at the right end, the edge, they've chopped off far too much of it.
Yeah. But that wouldn't have been someone trying to trim it for.
No. That's a production error. They've chopped up too much of the guillotine at the production process.
Yeah,
production error. So
wow. But okay, so look, that is a production error. Absolutely agreed. But it was not a production error that was like on loads of them. So
it would have affected a significant number, because when you use the guillotine, you do quite a chunk at the time. So it would have affected sort of 300 or 400 copies.
Now the question is, does that therefore affect the grade or not?
Exactly, they would not be allowed in schools now. Quite enough said.
Is that 212?
Yes.
That's not true. Two's almost very, very close to the 2 as well. That one.
That's my pile. You just put that on.
No, yours is over there.
Oh, okay.
They would be great for trimming comics. Yeah, I don't think they'd be that easy,
right to check.
the way they pinch them guillotines, the way they pinch, I reckon they wouldn't do a very good cut on a comic book somehow.
No, they wouldn't.
They'd pinch.
I worked in a paper mill.
Hey,
you have a huge blade.
Yeah.
Comes down like this.
Here's another tour around the west side of Indianapolis.
Well, where are you off to?
Headed back to the homestead.
Well, that motor car race that Trump went to the other day, that wasn't the one near you, was it?
No, that's down in Daytona, Florida. Those scumbags are just doing one horrible thing after another, like 6 of them a day.
On to some 100 pages again.
Where are you off to, mate?
Going home.
Oh, you was around you. I thought you was at home.
No, we were at the kids' house.
Oh, you went to their place. Okay, I didn't recognise it when you first. I just thought it was a different room. The silly me.
No, it's why he wasn't allowed to smoke inside.
Ah, I know it wasn't in his garage.
Well, I could smoke in their garage too. I just wasn't going down to it. I can smoke in my garage. I can smoke in their garage. But other than that, I can't turn the camera on the wiper. She'll tell you. She wants me to
what's the weather doing for you there? What number is
that?
Even
though there's a foot of snow and it's below 0, she's like,
201. Oh, I don't need that one. Thanks.
200.
You gotta leave me one vice. You gotta leave me one vice.
Well, you've got your poetry, Kyle. That's your one vice.
Okay.
Did you say Long John Silver?
I said, see your goodbyes.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we're fixing to go into a dead area on the thing, and I gotta say my byes.
See you, Kyle.
See you later, mate.
See you later, Kyle.
See you next week.
We're still on when I get home after 3 hours. I'll pop back.
No, we'll be off. So we won't be done.
Yeah, we're off soon. We've already got 9 minutes over what I said. Yeah, you've had the name change.
Now, when I see these covers, it brings back great memories of taking them off the newsstand or taking them off the spinner rack when I was a kid. They're 72, aren't they? 73 around.
Yeah, so these are Terry vintage. These are Terry and me vintage.
Remember picking them up.
It's a nice. It fits perfectly, I think, into the shop because I did manage to find some older stuff, and I've got some newer stuff, and I think this just hits the gap.
Yeah,
although a lot of the older stuff's gone now. But
yeah, you need to cross your fingers.
Well, again, here's another really weird thing, right? Look how short the cover is.
Doesn't fit the comic book. Oh yeah, showing a bit of leg that one, isn't it?
Absolutely perfect at the top.
And that's
always short.
And that's ones that stapled. The whole thing's stapled, isn't it, from the inside? Not stapled in the cover.
So yes, exactly. Yeah. So there were two staples inside because 100-pager, and then the cover's glued on.
Yeah.
So it could easily.
The cover was produced separately to the main bulk, and somebody's cut it wrong, and therefore you've got that gap at the bottom.
And I've never seen these faults before, but I've never had comics this age perfect for DC. So I've never had a chance to see these faults before, really. Don't know how common they are.
Oh, yeah. There's Terry in his disco gear that he used to wear back in the 70s.
Yeah. Vardos, or what they were.
Vartox, I think. Vartox,
that's it, yeah.
But based on Zardoz, though, the blinking Sean character.
More likely.
Definitely.
Another Terror Man.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one of his last appearances, isn't it? Terror Man.
All right. I don't remember seeing him in the 80s. And I think
strange character.
Yeah. They probably thought he was too daft. They got rid of him, didn't they? I think he was a cowboy who was abducted by aliens. I think that was his story.
Very odd.
Yeah. That's the Captain Marvel lookalike before they brought Captain Marvel back properly.
Is that Conroy?
Shazam!
Conway?
Not sure.
Yeah, I'm pleased with this collection. Let me just do a bit of tape.
Mark, that last video of yours about comic bags and everything else, I sent you a message. Did you read it?
I thought I had. What did it say?
All it was because I know it was only coppers we were talking about. You were talking about those bags costing you about 20 pence for a ball and a bag.
Right, yeah.
You get from Silver Acre, they're 18 pence. They get by 300, but they're basically the same things that you were getting.
Well, I'll buy them then.
Yeah.
I mean, I do buy from Silver Acre, so I mean they're basically the same quality. So
no, I've been buying them in 300s.
Oh, okay. And what, the 18 pence? I'm sure I saw them at 21.5.
They're £53.99 post free for 300.
Right. Okay. So that's slightly cheaper. So that's a better deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I bought about 3 lots from them since they were. The weird thing was they had them up. They had 500s up a while ago, and they worked out dearer. I thought there's somebody not doing their maths.
Yeah, that wasn't very well worked out. Did you buy them straight from Silver Acre? Because I think I buy Silver Acre ones, but on eBay.
Yeah, that's where I bought them.
Yeah, but I only get 100 at a time.
No, that's
got all sorts going on. That's a photo cover with a horse that's not covered in.
They don't charge you postage.
Funky one.
That's why I buy 300.
No, that's a good price, Terry. As I said in my video, if you can get the comic concepts below 20p, then buy them.
Yeah.
That FF that I accidentally damaged the cover of, it's got a great blinking splash page. If you remember it, it's like a view screen looking into the Phantom Zone or whatever it is, the Beyonder Zone. I can't remember what it's called now, but yeah, it's really cool.
I was before Silver Acre. I was getting them off Piranha Comics.
Yeah, I bought them.
And then he started using those bloody horrible self-sealing bags. So
oh yeah, I don't like those at all.
Yeah,
no, they're really bad, horrible. Yeah.
No, I mean, like you showed on your video. I mean, when you tape them, I mean, I never unpeeled it. I left it as it was.
I don't mind them bags. I've never had a problem with them, but I always make sure, long as the sticky is stuck to the back of the bag and not to the flap.
The problem, Gray. The problem, Gray, is if you open them up, you haven't got a problem taking the bag out.
No, you've got to be very careful.
Because the sticky stuff is on the back. But the problem is if you put it down on the table, for some reason, and you forget that you've put it down on the table and you put a comic back on the top of it, you get it. It's unforgiving.
It's a real bastard of a glue. It will rip. There's no chance you're going to gently tease it off.
No. So Gray, you're right. If you pay 100% attention and you're okay, but one false move. It's not like sellotape that can catch it as you pull it out. I agree. It's when you put it down on the table and you forget it's on the table and you put some comic down on top of it.
Yeah. You got to make sure you put the flap back down after you take it out. So
yeah. So if you're confident in your abilities to always remember to do those things, I'm afraid I am not confident in my ability to remember to do those things.
I just don't like the things in the first place. I think they're stupid.
I don't like the bit of stuff that comes off. It's all staticky and it goes, it's everywhere.
That's one thing. The idea is supposed to be less waste and things like that. And then, there's no way in the world that stuff can be reconstituted into anything else. I wouldn't have thought.
No.
Wow, that's had some hammer.
Number 200.
Yeah, that's had some hammer. That is definitely a grade comic.
3.5 pence.
What number is it?
That's number 200.
Number 200.
I mean, you should just give that to Greyman Free. I give to Greyman Free pile.
Was that Superman or was that?
Do you need Superman 200, Gray?
Let me check. Let me just check. I think that's box. It's either box W or box X. My Superman. Let me just quickly check. Box X, Superman. Oh yeah, I need 200. Yeah.
Oh bloody hell! Here's a 200 for you then.
You can't charge him for that.
It's one of the imaginary stories.
It's a bad one, isn't it?
According to Kyle, this is Providence. I should double the price.
Providence from who?
It looks like it's got mouldy at the top, though. There isn't any mould on it.
I don't think there's any mould on it.
It's just
there is, yeah. Mold. Well, no, there isn't.
Make your mind up.
I don't think it's mould, but I do think it's
some kind of crap.
It is water stained, but it's not mould.
So when Bill was doing his whatnot, I hadn't got it. So when Bill was doing whatnot show, some guy said, "Oh, what's that? What's the grade of the ASM 50 on the wall?" Right. So there's an Amazing Spider-Man 50 on the wall. It was raw, and Bill said, "Oh, I think it's a 7.0." He got it down, and then he goes, "Oh, I think it's got a color touch on it." I thought, "Oh my god." So I'm not sure. And then he showed it to his mate, and he said, "Is this a 7.0?" And his mate said, "Oh, I'm not sure. I think it's a 6.0." I mean, the difference in price of an ASM 5, 50 between 7.5 and 5.0, and color touched and not color touched. I thought your chances of selling this are now 0.
Was that was one of the items for sale on the whatnot?
No, to be fair, somebody in the chat saw it on the wall and asked for the price. But some of the comics that they were, I mean, Bill doesn't get involved in the pricing, but I was watching, they were selling some great Fantastic Four comics, but I was going, holy shit, this is twice fair market value. And the problem is the YouTube people are just going, what? Because they're used to not having to pay twice fair market value. Yeah. And I said to Bill after so that he sold 2 comics, both to me, right? And I said, your prices are just ridiculous, Bill. And he said, well, that's nothing to do with it. I said, well, there's no point going on whatnot if you're going to go on with those prices.
Yeah. See, I reckon that I'm just making this up. I don't know for sure, but if you overprice stuff in a physical shop, if the right customers walk into a physical shop, they don't go to many. They're not on the internet or anything. So if they see something they want, they can say, I want that one. They can either buy it outright, or they can start talking about a discount to get, make an offer. But if the price is already double whatever it might be worth or selling for on the internet, they're not going to say I'll give you half price. They'll say I'll give you 3/4.
Yeah.
So you still sold it for a very nice amount.
Yeah.
I guess that's why he's pricing them nice and high. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah.
I always say if you price them high, you can always leave some room to come down again, but you also take the profit.
Yeah, but there'll be other people that go, you must be fucking joking. I'm not coming here again.
Yeah. But do you know what? It comes back to, for me, if you got plenty of numbers, who do you want to sell comics to? I want to sell comics to the people who will buy the more expensive, if it's the last person I want is someone who's always asking for discount like you lot. But you get my drift, right? So anyway, we're at the end of the box, by the way.
Okay.
There's no point starting the next box because there's one more box from that collection. In that other box, there is some nice stuff that I think you might definitely be interested in, Mark.
Oh, look, to show that again, that last one.
This last board, that one.
Yeah, now that, you see, that is a vintage collet. I've decided those are called collets. And that is
your comic collets here.
That is a near mint collet.
Seems to have a little ink mark on it, so it's not.
One thing to watch, Mark, with this, right, is when you put it in the box. This is actually a sawn edge, so it's fairly sharp.
Yeah,
I put it in the box today, and I thought, shit, should I have done that? And there was a comic. I'd left the gap.
You need to sand them off, then. You need to sand them off at the edges.
What I do, Darren, is I move the comics back. Put the thing in and then push the comics back onto it.
And I did exactly the same, but comics sometimes move around, so I just caught
a mind of their own.
I'll tell you what, it was already bagged and boarded what was in there, but it ripped 3 little holes in the bag.
So what we need is the collet version 2.
Yeah, you need to sand off the edges. Smooth off the edges.
Yeah, so you get the guy who's made them for you. Just get him to go over it with a little sand around the edges.
Yeah. And then you need a little picture of your face on them as well, going like that.
Do you want
a collet face going?
Yeah.
Do you want to know how these were made and who made them?
Well, you obviously went to a hardware shop and said, "Oh, can you cut them into this shape?"
Somewhere like B&Q.
Yeah.
So you get like 8 foot by 4 foot boards of MDF.
Yeah.
For like floorboards or whatever. And I just said, is it possible to cut them? And they said, yeah. So I measured it up. It took me about a week because I kept changing my mind on exactly the right dimensions.
Yeah.
And also trying to fit them into, do I get more if I cut them like that? Or do I get more if I cut them like that? And I can't remember the answer, but it was very similar either way.
Yeah.
And I said, they're going to be heavy. And I said, what about the delivery? They said, no, if you order such and such, it's free delivery to your house. All we'll charge is a £20 cutting fee. Yeah. But the £20 cutting fee is for everything that I got cut. And I got a huge amount of them done because they got delivered on a pallet. I mean, it's not a pallet this way, it's like half a pallet. But
yeah,
I can't remember how many I've got, but I think I needed about 200 boxes and you need one at each end. So it's probably about 400 of them. And I paid
how much
50p each.
Right.
It worked down to 50p each. Now the thing is, the 20 quid cutting fee is spread over all of them.
Yeah.
But I think you probably got 5 by, you probably got 15 or 18 per sheet. And I think a sheet of MDF or something costs about 15 quid. No, that doesn't make sense. It must be less than that. I can't remember. I know that I worked it out and it was about 50p a thing. But what I'm saying is if you ordered them yourself from a hardware shop, you pay the 20 quid. And obviously the less of them you buy, the 20 quid has a larger per board cost. but it's still cheap. And honestly, I mean, they're fantastic.
Well, if you don't market them, I'm going to. I shall just go to my. I'm just going to take.
You totally should. I'm not going to market them because you've got to. It's such a stupid thing to say. You've got to know what you're doing, or you're going to damage your comics. And I don't want someone coming back to me saying, "I bought these from you. Now my end comic is damaged."
I knew, so I could just say these are Colet's.
Is there nowhere that like does like rubber, like you could cut rubber into size like that? Would there somewhere you'd be able to do that, or maybe
rubber's going to be floppy, isn't it?
Fortune.
You can get quite stiff rubber, can't you? Like
that make it more. Would make it even worse.
You'd be better off with something like that plastic. What do they call it? What do they call that plastic that we used to learn to bend at school?
I don't remember.
Condom?
No. In a restaurant, they often have these plastic things with the menu stood in them.
Oh.
Shit.
Menu holders.
I can't remember.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah.
It might be poly something. I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah. I think I know what you mean. Yeah.
Oh, I've got polycarbonate in my head, but I don't think it is. But
yeah.
Oh shit, I can't remember. It was when I was at school, about 13 or 14 years old. This was going to be the new big thing, and actually, it is a major part of the world today. But it was the new big thing for doing loads of things because you could heat it and bend it, and it gave a really good finish on the bend and everything. And they do use it for many things today. But that kind of thing,
it's like polyurethane or something like that.
Yeah, be really smooth and round. You could get it really like not sharp edges, so that would be perfect. And it would be lighter, thinner, but still as stiff. With these, though, you don't get them wet. Don't get them wet because they expand so quickly.
Wow. Don't get them wet. No, that's not a good idea to do with comics.
Don't feed them after midnight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, don't feed
now, Mark, have you got any Betty Boop comics?
Yes.
Have you got any 3D Betty Boop comics?
I might have one.
There is one.
Have you got 3D Betty Boop comics?
Only one.
Well, put it on my pile. I know there is. I know there is one. I don't think I've got it.
Let me run off quick. I know exactly where it is. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Okay.
Maybe slightly longer than 2 seconds.
1, 2. He's not back.
No.
It is interesting on YouTube what works. So my video about bagging and boarding comics with Suddenly Comics has now hit 230 views in 24 hours, which is crazy.
Yeah. I suppose there is quite a demand for how-to things, isn't there? I guess so. Like little simple things, like people just getting the comics, maybe want to check that out. But yeah, my latest haul was stopped.
So they say it's how it's the algorithm, isn't it? If there's a word in it. I mean, I've got 2 videos because I had quite a sexy thumbnail.
Yeah.
I've got 2 videos. The one's under 3,500 views, and I'm just under 3,000. But I don't know who's watching it because they're not watching it very long.
No,
realize it's not.
It just depends on the algorithm. YouTube algorithm starts recommending it. Yeah, I haven't got that. Can you put it in my pile, please?
And glasses.
And glasses. I've got glasses. How much is that?
It's about 12 quid, I think.
Yeah, that's fine.
Madam's shouting.
We better finish it now anyway.
Yeah.
Whoa. So I have got a plan about what to approach in what order for the shop, but I've had to chop down what I'm putting on the shop this time because it's taking me so long to get through the Marvel. So I was going to put a load of Batman on as well, but I'm going to have to not.
You want to be careful as well. I would go on your April April 1st date with what you've got, because I think you'll actually be inundated with orders.
It's already too late, Mark.
What do you mean it's already too late?
I couldn't do it. There's too much work.
No, it's too much work.
Let me tell you what the work is, and you'll understand then. But
you gotta take all the pictures, yeah.
So at the moment, even if I stop
now, anyway.
Even if I stop, are we saying bye to the viewers?
Yeah, bye to the viewer.
Bye, viewer.
Bye, viewer.
Bye, viewer.
Bye, viewer.